Yes. Take it all in. What's up, everybody? Christian Ballard here with Ballard Sports Media. I sound happy. It could be a lot worse. I'll say that. But what's up? I hope everyone's having a great day so far on this Monday, August 23rd, 2021. And, so, Jeff, I'll be here for as long as it takes, brother. I'll be here for a little while. Yeah. What's up, Jeff? We got Nate the Great. We got Wisconsin sports fan Dominic. My good man, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. American Football Network. Wisconsin sports fan speaks facts. Can't wait for football. Let me get this amazingly awesome picture here off the screen.
It really doesn't matter what you think. It really doesn't matter what you say.
Yeah, I'll be here for a while, guys. If I'm just being real, and I know I've said a little bit, but I'm just gonna remind y'all again. I have felt like crap. I started school Thursday, the 19th. First day went very well. I was excited to get home too. It was a long day. It was great. I get home Thursday and I hear that my grandfather and grandmother, tested positive for COVID. And with that being said, not only was that the case, the whole household, and since I live here, is on quarantine for 10 days. So I just started school. Now I can't even go this week. You know what I mean? It sucks. But I know God's got a great plan. I trust God with everything in life. I'm a Christian. I'm not ashamed to admit that or say that. What's the first thing down there? It says Jesus loves you. That's the most important thing you can know and realize, man, is that Jesus loves you with a love like no other. Y'all join in the stream if you want to. I got Nate the Great back here. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Ballard?
Doing good?
Yep. Just got back from a young adult program, and
that's good.
Just basically, we did nothing today. Well, I wouldn't say nothing, but it was a boring day.
What's up, Dominic?
What's up?
Not much. Just counting the days. We're on this 10-day quarantine. This started Thursday. And every morning we wake up and we put an X on the calendar we got hanging up in the house. And we're just, God. And I know that, be real. As a kid, nobody really likes to go to school. Nobody does. But I'm going to tell you something. With determination in my mind to be a sportscaster, I want to go, man. I want to be in school right now. I don't want to be sitting around the house
and doing nothing.
Facts.
Yep.
I mean, there's nothing wrong hanging out with family, but
yeah.
But if you're doing nothing, that's boring.
That's true. I mean, we've literally all been in our own rooms.
Yeah, right.
I've just, God, I haven't been coughing or nothing.
No, that's good.
But I've just felt like this weird, I've just felt sore. I don't know what I did, but I've just, I don't know. You know what it might have been? I don't know if you guys are subscribed to Alan A, Striker, but his stream the other night for SummerSlam, we made a bet or whatever.
Oh, probably the mayonnaise.
Did you see that? It was the push-ups. I think that's got me sore, but either way, it still hurts.
Hey, if it hurts, it means you're gaining some muscles.
That's true. Yeah, it stretches those push-ups, bro. It killed me.
How many did you had to do? Or
well, I don't know. 30 is what I had to do, and I think, I think I made it to 20 or whatever. But it just
10, and that's better than mine because I can barely. I wouldn't say barely, but I could do barely 10.
Yeah.
because I'm gaining a little weight. But
Well, you know what you know what it is though. Anytime someone says do this many push-ups, you
yeah,
know, and I'm not the only one. There's those people out there that try to get by with it, but there's always like it's got to be a perfect push-up. You know,
right.
do this. You know, that's not good enough. You bent your knees a bit, like, and I'm like, you told me push-ups. I'm going down and up, down and up. What do you want?
You know what's worse than push-ups?
What?
Planks and herpes.
No. I did an online PE class.
Yeah.
And I would have to like make videos and send it all in and all that.
Right.
And it sucked.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah.
You in trouble, Nate.
What's up, Big Lee, in the comments?
Well, fuck. I'm in trouble.
I'm just kidding, man.
What'd you do?
Ballard, I had to come on here and show you the new shirt I just got in the mail.
What'd you get?
Hang on, let me switch this camera.
Is it Georgia? Is it?
No, it's better.
Nice beer, by the way. Real to the old. Oh.
Oh wow.
For who?
Hey, amen, brother. That's an amazing shirt. Where'd you get that?
Right? This company, Reborn Kings, I found online. I was like, man, that's a cool shirt. I'm going to snag that.
They make like a bunch of Christian shirts and like put verses on them and everything.
Yeah, that's all they do.
That's pretty cool. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Oh.
I gotta get up. I gotta plug my laptop in. Hold on. But hey, you know, as long as if I can live to see Alabama beat Miami and Clemson lose a season opener, I'll be good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. I just think Bama's a little more talented than Miami, but
yeah. I just hope that Miami game, and I keep saying it, man. Yes, I want Bama to win, and sure, maybe there's always those fans out there that want to blow every team out, and I want that.
That's a horrible thing.
I just think this type of matchup and the hype that Miami always gets, like they're a good team, and I'd be disappointed if it's just a straight like 45-10 blowout or something. I want it to be a couple of score game, you know.
Guess what? So I saw a Michigan website for football, and I think it's Mason Brew. They predicted a Michigan record for this year. They're going to go 8-4, which is decent.
What the hell?
I know, but they said they're going to lose to Ohio State, but in a close one though. I mean, and they say 31-24, which is a good game, but although a loss though.
Yeah, Raj 316 says Clemson.
Tell him, Jesse.
And that bottom line, because Raj 316. That's awesome. What's up, buddy? Oh man.
Yeah, I think Lou will be. I wouldn't say upset at you, Ballard, but like from last night. But I agree with you on in my biased way, like you put Michigan beat Ohio State. Oh, he left.
Yeah.
Wimp. I just think maybe I'm not gonna say this is our year, but I'm just hoping it's our year. Not saying it is, but
yeah.
But
yeah, you always never give up on your team, man. Keep hoping that it could be your year. I'm not trying to troll you, like, dude.
I know.
Have confidence.
Yes. I'm thinking one of the many Wolverine fans that are hoping.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I just yeah, I'll keep hoping, and one day will happen, but maybe this year. But I doubt it. But I'm hoping.
Yeah.
So I know you're not high I know you're not high on Ohio State this year, but I'm never high on Ohio State.
I mean, and it's not like I'm picking them to go 6-6. I think
Right,
they're going
right.
to be good, but like, dude, Michigan, if they have any chance at all, I think it's this year.
Yeah, Lou's probably getting mad at you, but it is what it is.
Why is Lou getting mad? Because of something I said about Ohio State or whatever?
It's okay. It's your opinion, which is fine.
Exactly.
He might say he may be wrong, but I'm not trying to be rude with Lou, but he never knows what's going to happen, you know?
Right.
Jesus Christ was never late. And if he was going to skip work, he let him know ahead of time. Stop sinning, sir.
Here's the thing about Uncle Lou.
He doesn't count. He can't even read.
Carry on. Oh, wait, hold on. I can do better than that. Hold on, I got you.
Carry the hell on.
I love Kendrick Perkins.
He's funny.
He is. Max, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you what the hell gonna happen.
I am the
Let me
man.
tell you.
Oh.
Hold on. Maybe we'll try to hire your ass.
I got quite a few good singers, man.
Yeah, do that. I think Chess. When Chess reacted to who's on first base, he loved it. I would say.
Oh yeah, I am
He
the
was
man.
rapping his butt off. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me this guy here though doesn't look like Jim Harbaugh. Tell me.
Wow.
Who the hell is that?
I think his name's like Michael Rosenbaum. He has a podcast called Inside of You.
Rosenbaum.
But hold on, he
Wow.
look like Harbaugh to you in a way.
Kind of looks.
He
like
kind of has the look. I don't know what it is.
It kind of looks like his older brother, honestly, John.
Oh, John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I could see that one. I could see that. Yeah.
But yeah. I know you don't really. I wouldn't say hate, but you don't really buy in for Illinois. But with is it Brett Belma? I forgot what his name is, but
Belma, yeah, he was at Arkansas for
yeah,
quite
for a
some
little
time.
while. I don't know why he was at a little while. He didn't get a chance to really coach a lot. But
can I view this whole article? Yes, thank God. You want to view this? You want to view this article with me? I mean, we don't have to break down every player, but they put something out this morning.
Who?
ESPN staff did. This year's top 100 players in the country.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
You want to? I'll share it. We don't have to go through all of it, but just to get a glimpse of what we expect. I mean, Spencer Rattler, Kayvon Thibodeau. We expect all that.
Okay.
Now they're gonna go ahead and put Spencer Rattler at number 1.
Okay.
I don't disagree completely. I mean, I think he's definitely one of the best returning quarterbacks.
Right.
In experience. And I guarantee you, Kayvon Thibodeau is probably number 2 here. If that's the case, this is based on. Oh, Derek Stingley actually number 2 above Kayvon Thibodeau.
You know what Spencer Rattler looks like? Kind of like
what?
Patrick Mahomes in a way.
I could see that, yeah, with the hair.
Yeah, and
especially I don't see it here, but with the headband on, I can kind of see it. Not necessarily in the face, but if I put my thumb over
not much.
So you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm putting my thumb over his face, and I'm just looking at the headband and the hair. I see Mahomes. Derek Stingley, LSU corner. He was number 2 going into last year. 2 seasons. He's been all SEC and All American twice. He was a talented, like one of the top corners a few years ago. Actually, I think the top corner. It says 22 games. He's got 65 tackles, defended 21 passes, and 6 interceptions. That's a hell of a corner right there, man. Kayvon Thibodeau in Oregon. Don't sleep on, we got some young guys on the O-line, but we have some experience. Evan Neal was a 5-star tackle a few years ago. He's very well built. He's a key guy, I think, returning for Alabama. He's going to be probably one of the top offensive tackles. I think he's going to be definitely the top offensive tackle in next year's draft class. Let me ask you this. Do you think Sam Howell at 5, is that right, or do you think he's overrated?
I think he should have been on 3.
3?
Yeah, a 3rd, yeah. Because
old take there, Trenches Rattler, the new stats. Oh my gosh.
Not even close.
That's crazy.
Hey, it's true that Stetson Bennett started before. Started before Rattler,
JT.
Right?
No.
What I mean is like I wouldn't say more experience, but did Spencer Rattler come in before the last year or something?
No. Because remember in 2019 with LSU, Jalen Hurts had transferred from Alabama.
Oh yeah,
to Oklahoma. Right. So now I do think. I think Rattler was on the roster, but he wasn't playing.
Right.
So, but Sam Fowl. Okay, now we're getting into some stuff here. Chris Salave at Ohio State. I'd say he's one of the best returning receivers. I don't know if I put him. I don't know.
More like Chris Olive. Sorry.
Marvin Mims at Oklahoma. Kyle Hamilton, a safety out of Notre Dame.
I don't know about that. Marvin Mims, Oklahoma.
Yeah, what about him?
Sophomore? I don't know.
Breece Hall in the top 10. Where's Jeff Webster at? We need to get him in here. Breece Hall at number 9. I love this one here. Now, I don't know if I'd put him at 10. I could see a couple other players that could maybe take the 10th spot.
Like John Mechie or something like that?
Like who?
Mechie.
Yeah, but Brian Breesy's at number 11. Will Anderson, I expect a lot from this guy this year. I really do.
Is Brian Breesy's in there? Is Brian Breesy the dirty player on Clemson, or is that someone else?
I'm sorry?
Is Brian Breesy the dirty player that does the dirty targeting tackle?
No, you're thinking of James Skalski.
Oh, yeah.
The neck roll guy?
Yeah.
I like I'm very high on USC in the Pac-12 this year. Keep an eye out because, man, if they do good enough, maybe the Pac-12 could get back into the playoff. Kenton Slovis is, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in next year's draft class. He was 26 last year. He's made a big jump in these top 100 player rankings from 26 to 12. He completed 70% of his passes, over 5,000 yards. In the past few seasons. Man, Kenton Slovis is going to be electric. I'm going to be watching quite a few teams. This is going to be one of those seasons for me that I'm watching more than just Alabama, which I'll watch any football game, but actually keeping an eye on some teams. USC is going to definitely be one of them. Isaiah Spiller out of A&M.
He's okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
the
okay,
third.
but
He was the third best running back in the SEC last year. He had 103.6 yards per game. And he had over 1,000 total rushing yards on 188 carries. He's fast. Plus 193 yards on 20 catches that he had.
Yeah.
It says paired with the speedy Devin Ashane, the Aggies could boast the best 1-2 punch at running back. The Aggies could have probably the best running back duo.
Oh. Impossible rushing gain, I think.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Malik Willis.
Man. 16.
He's from Auburn, too.
He did transfer out, yeah. I think he's good.
He should have started from Bo Nix. He should have started.
Yeah.
Say. But I'm not getting into that because you don't like Auburn. But
I'm not biased. I mean,
I know, but
Kenyon Green, offensive linemen often get overlooked. That's facts. All freshman selection, part of one of the best lines in the country last year. 6'4", 325 pounds. Dude. Now, I've seen bigger than 6'4", obviously. Like, there's guys that are 6'6", but 325 pounds. Hey, A&M's got a lineman right there. There's no excuse for Haynes King or whoever to take sacks.
Matt Corral,
yeah. Of course, my buddy TikTok Chess Hall is very high on Ole Miss. Ole Miss is in the top 25 preseason poll, man. They got it easy. Yeah, they got ranked right at like 24, or maybe they're 25 right there, but they're in the bottom.
I thought Arizona State's 25, I thought.
Huh?
I saw Arizona State's 25th.
Okay, well, either way, Ole Miss is...
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Garrett Wilson.
Yeah. Hey, you got to give credit to some of these.
Yeah, I know. I'm
43 passes, 723 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's not bad.
Not bad.
I think if Ohio State plays more games, he definitely Salave and Wilson have better stats.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys got to remember, looking at these, that Ohio State only played like 8 games in total. So I like this. Don't sleep on Desmond Ridder out of Cincinnati. Don't sleep on Cincinnati, period, man. They gave Georgia a game in that Peach Bowl. And I think they'll definitely be the best, like, what are they, AAC? I think he'll be the best quarterback in that conference. Cincinnati will be the best team. They'll be a ranked team probably all year long. 30-5 as a starter. Let's see. Bearcats enter the season as a top 10 team.
Yep. First time in forever?
Yeah, 6,905 yards, 57 touchdowns. Now, let me tell you this. So, we'll get to Bryce Young in a second and look at least what he did last year. But if Cincinnati is a top 10 team now, I haven't looked at their schedule, but if they start out with some good wins, you have to expect them to move up, man. And if they run the table and they don't stop, man, could we see a team like Cincinnati get in the playoffs, I think?
No.
I mean, certain teams ahead of them have to lose.
Right.
And a lot of chaos, but Cincinnati could bid another New Year's Six Bowl or something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if they play like they did last year, which is a crappy year, but if they do that, the same thing, I think they might go to playoff for a New Year's Six Bowl again. But
yeah, Bryce Young right there. Let me Let me post that real quick. Okay. 21, my guy Bryce Young, man, sophomore quarterback. Last year's he wasn't ranked. Now he was a freshman incoming. There was a lot of talk and a lot of hype, but because of Mac Jones, he just wasn't, and no off season too, by the way. Now there's an off season. No doubt he's our guy. It says, I'm going to read what it says. There were times last season when Young flashed some rare ability, whether it was a fastball to a receiver or scrambling from pressure, but a limited schedule kept the true freshman from seeing the kind of playing time coaches had envisioned for him coming out of modern-day high school in California as a five-star prospect. And now he'll be thrown into the fire as a presumptive starter on a team with championship expectations. I mean, look, there's a lot on Bryce Young this year. I mean, I don't care who you are, if you're the quarterback at Alabama, there's pressure on your shoulders. But a guy like Bryce Young, a lot of people expect can do it. And there were times last year where he got in there and threw the ball around and looked pretty good and showed that maybe he could. I like what I saw in the spring game. And you got to remember, too, regardless of, I think the score was like 13-10 in the spring game. So it wasn't a whole lot of scoring. But there were still some big plays that Bryce Young was able to put up. And Mechie's right there. Mechie's probably going to be our top receiver this year.
Yeah.
Christian Harris.
Who's that? Oh.
Linebacker. JT Daniels comes in at 20. Is JT too low, do you think?
I would say yes as a sports college football fan, yes. Yeah. He could have been like at 15 or something like that.
Yeah. Or at the very least somewhere like 18 or not, like in the top 20 instead of top 25 players.
Yeah.
And you keep going. I'm not going to go through all of these. Tank Bigsby at Auburn. I love Tank Bigsby. I thought he had a great year for Auburn last year, and he comes back. And even though I don't expect much from Auburn, I'd say he's probably the best they have on offense and the best player on the team. Now, here he is. Dude, 20. How the hell? How the hell is DJ that low?
Dang.
What? 20. Okay, this is broken. Get this off my screen. What is this?
ESPN, what are you doing?
Okay, now this is the top 100 players for 2021. Now, in defense, I do give them credit because they did start out, if you notice, with all of like next year's draft prospects. So you kind of go with the more experience and the guys, I guess, what you're watching this year. But 28. Okay. Here's the thing. I think DJ even should probably be just a little bit higher than Bryce Young at least because he won the game against Mater Dei. He led St. John Bosco to that championship. Right? Now, is Bryce Young, does he have things better about him that's better than DJ? Sure. But DJ, still, at the very least, he had times in games where he had to play and prove himself. Mm-hmm. We know what he can do. We haven't seen Bryce Young yet. I'm not trying to throw my guy Bryce Young down as a Bama fan or anything, believe me. But as someone wanting to be a sportscaster, I just got to tell it like it is and not be biased. Right. DJ has been ruined on this list.
Yeah.
If you want to put him at 28, fine. But, man, Bryce Young ahead? Because, look, we just saw Bryce Young at like 20, 21. Yeah. And Desmond, I just think that's too low for DJ right there.
Yeah, Pete's going to rampage.
Damn.
I'm
doing good, Brandon. Thank you.
Yeah, just wait till his con show. And
okay, and now where is Jeff Webster? Get in here. Now we're seeing guys that I haven't said anything yet, but I've been waiting to see some guys on this list. Now we're seeing them. Brock Purdy, with all the hype Iowa State's getting, is at 29.
ESPN, what are you doing?
Haskell Garrett, I haven't even heard of him.
He's the one
honestly,
he's the one that got shot in his cheeks.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's all right.
Prayers to him.
Yeah. But he's
Tyler Linderbaum. Okay, now it's okay. Dylan Gabriel. I've heard of Dylan Gabriel. He's not bad. He's pretty good at a UCF. Keyshawn Boutte. He's a guy definitely to watch for LSU. There's not a lot of hype for LSU, so putting their players like a guy like this at 34 makes sense. Eli Ricks, you see there. Okay. See, talk about players we're forgetting.
Wow.
De'Aaron King at 36.
Jeez, ESPN. Dang.
I mean, look, at the start of this list, it made plenty of, like, some guys are ranked high enough. Then you got guys like DJ and De'Aaron King that you just, I mean, you're putting like safeties and edge rushers ahead of them that, you know, are coming in as sophomore. I mean, like,
what the heck?
We've been literally talking about quarterbacks this offseason.
For the past,
and we've literally been talking about DJ and Clemson and how great they're gonna be. And then you see here he's at like number 30.
The heck?
Whatever. And now De'Aaron King's all the way at number 36.
And who's that?
Keep your eye on Josh Joe for Alabama. He's a senior. He's a good corner.
Where's Toto?
Yeah, where the hell is Henry To'oTo'o? I don't know. Justin Ross at 39.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. This is insane. Malachi Moore.
Wow.
Is linebacker. Malachi Moore's great. Had a great freshman year last year. I think he's going to be great this year too. Breakout star, maybe. Michael Penix at 45.
Wow.
Michael Penix is great. Kyron Williams for Notre Dame. Okay. Here's To'oTo'o at 48.
Wow.
If you're a player on this list and you crack the top 50, that's great. But I mean, here's the thing though. Do you think that the fact that it was Tennessee where he came from is why he might be somewhere like 48? I mean, he's still talented.
Yes, he's very talented. But
Mayor Munford, Drake London to round out the top 50. And you keep going. Let's see.
Jaden Daniels is
here's a Michigan guy, Aiden
wow.
Hutchinson. Is he gonna be good? You think?
Yeah, he's more. So I hope he does good. He reminds me of Chase Winovich.
Yeah.
Okay. If you remember who he is.
Yeah, I remember him.
His dad was in he's in the Hall of his Aiden Hutchinson's dad is in the Hall of Fame now. From Michigan, but I think he's going to be great this year.
Yeah,
and plus he's the captain of the defense.
LW says Christian Harris, Will Anderson, Henry T, Chris Allen at linebacker for Bama. Thoughts and prayers for offenses. All of those guys on the line, man. Ooh. He's going to be probably the best fronts in the nation for sure. Keep your eye. I'm keeping an eye on quite a few teams this year. I mentioned Indiana, definitely one of those teams. I love seeing Ty Freifogel last year when Indiana did play. 721 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns last year, 37 catches. Now, again, a reminder that it was like an 8-game schedule for the Big Ten. Imagine some of these Big Ten players that you might look at the stats and be like, yeah, that looks like a midway point type of thing. Well, imagine if they played a full schedule, maybe this guy has more at something like 850 yards or 900 yards receiving. Maybe he has 10 touchdowns and instead of 37 catches, maybe you give him an extra 10 at 47 or something, man. Right. You imagine a full schedule this year with these players, what they're going to be capable of doing.
Now, here's I'm not a Minnesota fan, but it kind of intrigues me that Muhammad Ibrahim,
This guy right here,
is that low. Yeah.
the reigning Big Ten running back of the year, ran for 1,000 yards, over 1,000 here, 15 touchdowns.
See,
5.4. I think that's probably the issue here was yards per carry, though.
Right, but if he had 55 touchdowns, that's pretty good. But I get what you're saying.
No. I see again. Teams to step up this year. Minnesota, like they did not have a good year last year compared to what they did in 2019. I'm gonna say that Minnesota does bounce back. I love PJ Fleck. I love what he brings in. I'm looking forward to watching this Ibrahim guy. I think they're going to have a good year. I really do. And again, these teams if we're playing full schedules, like I mentioned, these guys step up and do better, right? They get more playing time. They get more games. They have an actual off season this year to practice and get prepared. You imagine what we'll see a year from now going into 2022, maybe with a list of next year's players, or at the very least, go look at the stats after this season,
Yeah.
Xavier Thomas will be great. Tyler Davis. These guys, see, this is part of what Clemson just has on
where's Jaden
defense.
Daniels?
Huh?
Where's Jaden Daniels, which is Arizona State?
I don't know. Brenton Cox for Florida. Kingsley. Anagbere. Tyreek Smith.
Ooh.
Brandon Joseph, a senior for Northwestern. Oh, here we go. Jalil Billingsley, 6'4", 230-pounder. He was a good tight end for us last year. But we had a guy in Miller Forstall. I think he went pro this year. So, I mean, expect a guy like Jalil to step up.
Mm-hmm.
Kennedy Brooks will be good for Oklahoma at running back. Right here. He opted out last season. He was a 1,000-yard rusher in 2019, though. Maybe he needed an extra year just to rest up, sit back, relax. Now he comes back, and with all the hype of Oklahoma, man, he'll be one of the top rushers in the league this year.
Right.
Malik Cunningham of Louisville. What you think about Louisville this year?
They're like a 6-6 team or a 7-5 team. But
I could agree with that. I think they're like middle of the ACC. I think they do enough to get to some sort of lower tier bowl game and maybe win a bowl game somewhere, and they'll be fine.
And Boston College is not a team to forget about, by the way.
Injury-prone LeBron Ray. He has had his fair share of injuries. He's 6'5", 285 pounds. He's a redshirt senior. He didn't play last year. He played 7 games in 2019. He missed most of that because of a foot injury. If he's really talented. He's fast. He's strong. If they could keep him healthy this year, like it's saying, it'll be a huge boost for the defensive line. I fully agree. I mean, you think about what we have now. Imagine if LeBron Ray is healthy and gets some playing time in there. Maybe you mix it up a bit, man. Right. I feel like our defense could probably be unstoppable.
Yeah.
Kevin Harris, Jerrion Ely. I mentioned I'm not going to go through all of these. Let's see. George Pickens is at 74. He's out for the season. Supposed to be out the whole season at least. Smoke Monday's pretty good at Auburn.
Right.
2 interceptions, 73 total tackles a year ago. That's just a cool name, Smoke. That's a hell of a name right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's that. If you guys want to go on and read all of this or go back, I'll put the link to this on ESPN's website here. You go check that out. The top 100 players.
Now, Ballard, I don't know if you saw this or not, but ESPN. Saw this or not,
The what?
The Big Ten is basically if they so COVID-19 related game cancellations in 2021 and 2022 will not be rescheduled if they cannot take place on scheduled date. So basically forfeits.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Yeah. I don't know why Big Ten wants to do that. I just don't know why they can't just do a regular season like everybody else. But yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I just hope there's a good game between Illinois and Nebraska, but it's probably not gonna be that way. Who knows? What's the score you think is gonna be on that game?
For which one you said?
Probably the main one, Illinois and Nebraska.
Oh, I think Nebraska can get the win. I don't know. I'm gonna say it's. I think it'll be close because I mean I'm not very high on either team, and I think to start the season out, it'll, they're both gonna get things going. I'm gonna say a 35-28 Nebraska.
Wow.
Would you take that? Would you take that?
Yeah, I would take that.
Okay.
That Brent Belmont's going to do something special there, I think, at Illinois. But yeah, I think it'll be a good game, I would say.
Absolutely. If anyone wants to join in, feel free to. I know we got 5 watching. Anyone's welcome on. Thought I saw Jeff in here earlier. Saw Trenches, Wisconsin sports fan. Always love getting you guys on. Talking sports. College football, really in particular.
So yeah, yeah, I really don't know what to talk about, but
yeah.
But I can still be here, right? Or no?
What?
I can still be in here if I don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, man. Leave whenever you feel like it. Anyone's welcome on here. Just kind of hang out. I mean, it's the BSM podcast. There's nothing, no particular topic, man. I just love hanging out with you guys and talking with everybody. So,
yeah, I think, so I don't know why that ESPN game day is not at the big game that everyone's not gonna watch, but at week 0, which is Illinois and Nebraska. I know.
Where are they going for week 0?
SCS team.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Hold on.
which is dumb, but game day.
Alcorn State.
Yeah.
And who? Who are they playing? Who is this?
Prairie.
Oh my God. NC Central and Alcorn State. Yeah. You have other teams playing like Coastal Week 0, don't you?
Right, yeah.
Why? I mean, they've already also announced that they're going to Charlotte, but I mean, Week 0 still, like, that's where you kick off, even with the FCS games. I mean, this is... Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think, I saw Jeff in here earlier. I saw Trenches. Raj. Y'all join. Hey, anyone join in, man. Let's get this party. Let's get it going.
Yeah, but the Minnesota, Illinois game and Nebraska game is based on Fox. That's probably why.
Yeah.
But I would like the to be at the Illinois, because I don't think Illinois had a game day before.
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
Have they never gone to Champaign?
I don't think so. I might be wrong, but
Wait, did I get that? Is Champaign's where Illinois is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I was just making sure.
Yep. College football game day history. CFB game day. Schedule. Week 0, I think. Oh, forgot. Red Hills Classic. Huh.
Yeah.
You never watching Red Hills the movie?
I think I saw it one time. I know it came out like 10 years ago. I think I saw it once, and it was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I want you to learn how to sing. There's the first 2 weeks. Week 2, September 11th, Iowa at Iowa State. That could be possibly for game day.
Yeah.
Week 3, September 18th, Alabama at Florida.
That'll be good. I'm excited for that one. Now, let me ask, you think if that's a 2-0 matchup right there, I think game day needs to go to Gainesville.
Yeah.
I just think especially considering too, they just met last year in the SEC title.
Right. Yeah. In week 4, Notre Dame at Wisconsin at Chicago.
Yeah.
That would be a good one. And week 5, Ole Miss at Alabama. Oof.
That one might be where you go. That might be the one you go to. Because, see, I'm telling you, man, there's a couple different Bama games you could go to. You got, okay, if LSU plays their cards right, maybe they have only 1 or 2 losses or something, and maybe you go back to Tuscaloosa for the LSU game. You can go to Tuscaloosa for that Ole Miss. You've got the Gainesville trip. I mean, there's some games, I'm telling you, man, it might look like Bama's just going to have one of those years where they just blow everybody out. But there's some challenging games on there, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
There's some environment. Like, okay, if Florida was coming to Tuscaloosa, maybe it's a little different. But, man, you're talking about going to the swamp.
Yeah, week 6, Red River rivalry, Oklahoma versus Texas.
Game day, yep.
Week 7 is an interesting one. Miami at North Carolina.
That's remind me again. That's at Chapel Hill, right?
Yep. Game day.
You got to go to Chapel Hill because I'm sure that'll be good. That'll come down to the coastal.
Game day hasn't been to Chapel Hill for football since 1997.
Ooh, so what's that? Is that
like they haven't been there since?
Talking like 25 years, maybe.
Yeah.
24. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's a party. Here we go. Jeff, what's up?
Man, I'm having fun going back and forth between ESPN and the Deuce, watching the Little League World Series.
Oh, really? Who's playing?
South Dakota and Oregon are scoreless in the third.
Okay.
And Texas leads Michigan 5-4, and I think the fourth.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeff, did you hear that Hastings, Nebraska made it?
Yeah, Hastings, Nebraska plays at 7 Eastern on the Deuce.
Yeah, 6 at Central, basically.
What do you mean? You talking about ESPN2 when you say the Deuce?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm making sure.
And then ESPN has Ballard's boy Trevor Lawrence tonight.
Right. Oh, is that? I guess that's the Monday Night Football. The Jags are playing like who is it?
The Jags and the
Saints.
Jags and the Saints?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm pulling for the Jaguars for sure. I cannot stand New Orleans. Piss me off. Although credit to Drew Brees, we'll miss him in the NFL.
Yeah. Hey Colby. So yeah.
I always liked Drew Brees because I always thought he comported himself with class.
I was
never a guy that
too, but
he never had any smart ass comments. He was never in trouble. He was,
he was humble. I mean, he was. If he screwed up, he let you know, like, yeah, I shouldn't have done this or that, and we'll get better. We'll learn from it. And when he he rarely ever had. I mean, he didn't complete every single pass, obviously, but I mean, he rarely had like a truly bad game or performance. He was always. I mean, he was a special talent. Even at Purdue, he was really great.
I remember maybe 4 or 5 years ago, he'd already been at the Saints for quite a while, so this wasn't like a super long time ago, but it also wasn't just last year.
Right.
ESPN was doing a thing on they had this big series on the science of sports.
Uh-huh.
And they had like physicists and engineers and mathematicians, and they would explain how much a curveball breaks and blah, blah, and they explain how many times a spiral pass would rotate in 50 yards and all kinds of shit like that.
And how it worked.
And one of the things they did is they had Drew Brees stand there, and Drew Brees threw 10 passes standing at the 20-yard line. Okay.
Yeah. I think I saw
now that means the goalpost is 30 yards away because the goalpost is 10 yards in the back of the end zone.
Right.
Okay. And the object was Breeze had to hit the crossbar, not the upright sticking up. He had to hit the crossbar, the horizontal crossbar.
The bottom part, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The part that goes left to right.
The one that crosses, Ballard.
Right. The crossbar. That was 30 yards away, 10 feet in the air. Breeze threw 10 passes, and he hit the crossbar 8 times.
Right.
That's how accurate the man was.
Yeah.
You said he went to Purdue, Ballard? I was going to
He went to Purdue, I thought. Yeah.
Yes. Breeze played at Purdue. Yes.
Okay. Never knew that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Jim Everett.
I like his middle name.
Bob Greasy, Jim Everett, Jeff George spent a couple years at Purdue and then transferred to Illinois. CBS announcer Gary Danielson.
Yep.
Drew Brees. Those are all Purdue quarterbacks.
Oh wow. What did Brees get drafted in the first round?
I think so.
Or was he a steal?
I don't remember.
I got his Wikipedia right here, and I'm gonna be honest too. You know what I didn't realize that he was with the San Diego Chargers when he started too. I missed that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Okay. He let's see, 20. So the 01 draft. So I'm not even born yet. Let's see. His college success led to projections. He would be a mid-late first-round pick. He slipped due to concerns about because of
Probably
size,
his height.
basically. Yeah.
Right.
Now
Prove
he was
them
the
wrong.
He was the second quarterback in the draft, taken behind Michael Vick from Virginia Tech. But he was 32nd overall. And back then, that was pretty much the first pick of the second round.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
So Vic was the only one in that draft that went before Breeze.
As far as quarterbacks, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. At his position.
Drew Brees goes to Miami. Bama gets Rodriguez. That's true. I think I'm trying to think of what I was hearing or reading. When I was in Florida back in May, I was just kind of hanging around the house with my parents, and I don't know if I was reading something or listening to a podcast, and they were talking about that. Or I think it was an article I read on ESPN about how, if Miami had got Drew Brees, Saban never comes to Alabama. And it was like this what if story on what if this had happened years ago? And it mentioned, I guarantee you, and I think they were right. We do get Rich Rodriguez. If Drew Brees goes to the Dolphins and Saban is coaching Drew Brees, that wins him ultimately, I think, a Super Bowl. And I mean, Saban just sticks to the NFL. There is no Alabama dynasty. And you know what I think happens? I think Urban Meyer, keeps working with Tim Tebow in Florida. Ultimately, Tim Tebow, is done in college. But I have a feeling that Urban Meyer just keeps recruiting well and doing great stuff at Florida. And we're in the Florida era all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, or would you pick a different team? Like, am I missing something?
Oh, maybe, who knows? But
yeah,
I've always been a big fan of not playing the what if game. I hate that because it can just fucking drive me crazy.
right.
You can spend 6 hours. You can spend 6 hours talking about, well, what happens if Drew Bledsoe never gets hurt and Tom Brady never gets his chance, and then Brady gets traded to the Bengals, and then it starts. You could just start going fucking crazy with that shit.
Because I'm going to tell you, I would agree with that because the history of what we've seen in the NFL and college, I mean, it seems like it's just perfect, and how it is. Like everything that we know now is fine and dandy, I'd hate to change that.
Right.
I mean, it is what it is.
Right. Just deal with it.
You know, I agree. I agree. Saban probably doesn't end up coming to Tuscaloosa. That's as much as I want to talk about it. Why talk about it more? Because it didn't happen.
Wilkie says you get Saban and Belichick for your... Yeah. That I'm sure that would piss a lot of people off.
What happened?
With the whole Drew Brees going to Miami, Rodriguez going to Bama, ultimately Saban and Belichick team up for like many, many years.
Yeah.
Or I guess they're both head coaches and they just, they're the ones running the NFL. Both of them. But like Jeff said, I agree. I hate playing the what if game because I like how it, obviously, as a Bama fan with Nick Saban, how it turned out. But just in general, all of it, how it turned out, it just seems like it's, it kind of turned out just right. There are some things in football that could have been a little bit better, but ultimately, overall, there's good history in the NFL and in college within this past, millennium,
Didn't Saban just signed an extension, didn't he? What I know.
Yeah, didn't he sign to like 2030?
I was gonna ask you the year.
Yeah,
28. I thought. I don't know.
Something like that. But his contract originally was up after the 24 season, so he kind of signed on an extra 4 or 5 years, I think.
How old is Saban? Saban's in the 70s.
Saban will be 70 this year on Halloween.
Yeah, Saban turned 70 on Halloween, and he ain't going to coach for 10 more years. He's only going to coach for another 4 or 5 at most.
Yeah, I hope so. Not that I don't like him or anything. He just needs to get out of there so maybe someone else can win.
Like Dabo coming to Tuscaloosa.
I think he's too rooted in with Clemson to leave.
I'll admit it. Maybe you're right. I know.
I'm going to say what I started saying before they beat Georgia for the title in 17.
That would have been amazing, Kevin, there.
Saban is not going to leave Tuscaloosa until he wins one more natty. And then, at that time I said 3 because he had to win 17 and then 20. Here's the reason why. He passed Bear with 7.
Right.
So he's got the most.
Right.
But him and Bear both have 6 in Tuscaloosa.
That's right. I remember you saying that on here.
Yes, and I've been saying it for a long time. Saban wants to beat Bear in Tuscaloosa. It's not enough. It's not enough for Saban to be number 1 overall. He's not, in his mind, number 1 overall because he's now, in his mind, he's even with Bryant.
Right.
In his mind, he wants at least one more in Tuscaloosa.
Right. And in case anyone listening is curious, what we're referring to as well is you got to remember Saban has 7 in total, but he's got 6 at Alabama. He's got 1 from LSU back in 2003.
And Saban has won. Yeah. Saban has won 6 in 14 years, and it took Bryant 25 years to win his 6.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, Jeff. Not only does he get 1 more, I think with that extension, with how much longer he is, he's got 7 in total. Right? You're saying
I think he'll win. I think Alabama. This is the 21 season.
Yes.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25. That's the next 5 seasons. I would expect Alabama to win 1, if not 2, championships in the next 5 years, and Saban will be gone.
That sounds.
I think what Saban.
And as arrogant as that sounds, I've been trying to tell people on all these streams that I'm not trying to be an ugly Alabama fan. That's not what my goal is here. I'm not trying to piss off the other people. I'm warning you. I'm telling you, the last 2 recruiting classes he has had, and the one he's got coming in right now, they still have 9 slots to fill, and they're at number 2 with 9 slots still to fill. He's gonna. 22 to 25 teams at Alabama are going to be as good as the 9, 10, 11, and 12 teams that he had that won 3 natties.
Wow. Yeah.
Bama is this is the year to beat them. Get them.
Let's go.
Next year with those linebackers, with Bryce Young having a year underneath his belt, with the running back and the receiver, and with that oh my God, I've been saying it for a year now. The offensive line that he has coming in.
Yeah. With those
you better get Alabama this year, because 22 to 25 could be really ugly for all the haters out there. And I'm not trying to be an ugly Alabama fan. I'm just saying, just look at the projections.
And by that time, y'all will probably be in the East by then.
No.
Probably what?
Probably be in the eastern side of the SEC.
Hell no.
Well, isn't that what they're talking about? Moving Auburn and Alabama to the East, and Texas and Oklahoma are going to stay in the West.
What? Okay.
That's when you look at it on paper. That's what seems to make the most sense, but that doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen.
I want to throw this out real quick.
I would agree with you, Colby. That makes the most sense. And if I had to wave my magic wand, that's what I would do.
Right.
But of course, if I had the magic wand, I wouldn't have let him in.
You know what I think? So Saban he's got 7 championships. I think he gets 3 more before he leaves Tuscaloosa. He says, there we go. I hit double digits. I got 10 rings.
I'm not going.
Well, I wanted to ask y'all this a couple minutes ago. Do you think that Saban will leave out of the blue, or do you think he'll let the fans know, like kind of give like his 2-week notice to say, or do you think like he'll be like, hey, this is going to be my last year?
No, I don't think. That's a great question, Colby, by the way.
I know, but
I don't think
the contract comes into play at the same time, so it might be hard.
Right. I feel
like Saban would do that if he could, because he loves Alabama. He loves Tuscaloosa.
He does.
Right, but I don't think Saban is the kind of guy that wants to have the grand retirement tour like you see some of these baseball and football players, and then every stadium they go to gives them a rocking chair or a fishing boat or something, and everybody has a. I don't think he wants to go through that shit.
I don't think so either. He's a simple man.
I would think what would happen is they'd get in the playoffs and it'd be like mid-December or something, and he'd say, "This will be it. I'll be done at the end. I'll be done at the end of the." I mean, he'll tell the team and then he'll announce it, and there'll be like 1 or 2 more games, and then that will be
y'all's last.
I don't think
winning that year.
I wouldn't be surprised, because obviously Saban, he wants to not only go out, he's already a winner, but I think his last game, he wants to make sure he's holding up the golden crown as a national champion. Obviously, I'm going to say this: could you see him maybe like privately telling his team, like, "Hey guys, this championship right here, we're going to go out, open up a can of butt whooping, and this will be it for me. All right, I hate to leave, but this is going to be it." And then we don't find out publicly until he's on the stage holding up the trophy in an interview or something, and he says, "And I just want to let you guys know, I'm hanging the hat up."
I think that he'll kind of what Jeff said. I think he'll wait until December. Maybe I'm sure y'all would make the SEC championship that game. Maybe he'll tell his players a week in advance, and then he'll let it know publicly.
Kevin.
a
little bit later, but
I just don't think he, and also people don't his wife, Miss Terry, plays into this a lot. She's had a lot to do with some of the decisions he's made. And I don't think she wants to go through the big long farewell tour either.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
So I just think
a vodka drinker.
I just think either he announces some December in the middle of the playoffs, or like Ballard says, he wins a natty, and like a week after winning it, there's all this speculation. Was that it? Was that the last game?
And he comes out and says it.
And he says something to the team, and then he comes out and says, "Yeah, that was it." I'm.
It's gonna be sad, even as a Georgia fan. I'm gonna be sad to see him leave.
Well, the first person to know, obviously, when his final season is Saban himself. Like if he has like one of those off seasons or something, and in his mind or to himself, he's like, well, go, this is it. This is going to be my final run. This is it. Right. And then, like I was mentioning, and Jeff obviously here agreeing with me, I don't think he says anything as soon as he makes a decision, like right away out the gate. I think he probably tells the current team, and maybe even, first off, does he tell the University of Alabama themselves and Greg Byrne and all them, the chancellor and everybody? Does he tell the university right away, or does he wait till he's ready to actually retire right then and there and says, like, they find out maybe publicly as well? Or, I mean,
I think he would. I think he'd tell Greg Byrne. I think he'd and then have them keep it in confidence. But I think he would feel like
in the ear, maybe.
Yeah, I think he would. I think he would feel like he owed the school, the decency of letting them know, He also strikes me as the kind of guy that once he makes up his mind, he's going. That's it. There ain't gonna be no change in his mind.
I agree.
He also finds me as the kind of guy that just really enjoys his job. Like, I know he gets paid millions and millions, but I feel like he
loves what he does.
Yeah, he loves what he does. I know a lot of head coaches love what they do, but Nick Saban's on a whole.
Now let me ask you this:
he said all along that the signal for him to retire will not be when he thinks he's got a team that can't win a national championship. He has said all along that the signal when he will retire will be when he thinks he can't give the effort required to win a national championship. So it won't be about the kids he's got around him. It'll be about whether he thinks he's got the energy to devote to it. Because I think he's kind of like his good friend and mentor Belichick.
Yep.
If those two guys, they just kind of have the old school attitude that if they can't give it 100%, then they're not going to give it at all.
Right. Well, I like what he said. It was right after the 2018 season. We have the blowout loss to Clemson. I always hate to bring it up, but, just so everyone knows what season I'm talking about. Right after, it was a couple months, I think, like going into the spring or whatever. Saban, remember he had that hip surgery, Jeff? And he told the press, he made an announcement, hey, I got a bad hip and I'm getting this surgery pretty soon because I don't want to coach 1 or 2 more years, but I want to coach a lot more years, know. And I mean, that, man, if that doesn't tell you what he wants to be doing with his life right now, it's almost 70 years old. I don't know what does.
Well, you see, the thing with Saban is that, when he can't win a national title, that'll be after this year. So that's the issue with this whole thing.
Well, if you look at Saban and you look at him physically, and you listen to him and you watch him, I mean, I can't remember how old Bryant was when he died, but I mean, Bryant looked like he'd been run over by the dinosaurs. I mean, he was old. He couldn't move. He couldn't talk. He couldn't see.
Good shape.
He couldn't see across the room.
69.
He was what?
Yeah. He was 69 when he passed, but go on.
Okay, yeah. And you compare him to the 69 and Nick Saban, and Bryant looks like he's 20 years older.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not even close, too.
Completely different. And Bryant coached about 2 or 3 years longer than he should have.
Right. Well, I mean, even like you look at the legendary coaches, like Bear was there for quite a few decades at Alabama, and even if you go and look at Penn State with Joe Paterno, he was there for like I think he started in like maybe the 60s or whatever at Penn State, and he passed away in 2012. I don't necessarily remember if he like actually retired from Penn State or if he just passed, and then. But I mean, the legendary coaches, and now obviously today is Coach Saban. I mean, they're
first of all,
20 plus.
First of all,
years.
Joe Paterno was fired. First of all,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
he didn't retire. But
Joe
the
Paterno,
thing with
Joe Paterno pissed on his own reputation.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with not giving 100% though is that how is Nick Saban going to give it 100% when Georgia's going to be dominating the SEC at least for the next century? So I mean,
oh my goodness,
Alabama's they're not going to be able to do anything.
Let's see. I started hearing that bullshit line when back in 1981.
I'm a Georgia fan, and I don't even go there.
Yeah, I've been waiting since 1981 for the Georgia dynasty.
It ain't happening.
Well, you know.
Hey, you want to hear something funny, Ballard?
Oh, what's up?
Do you are you subscribed to Carolina Jackpot?
I am. What's up?
So he has those live streams with that guy named Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like the radio call-in show or something like that, right?
Yeah. The Rob I don't know, but he's on that Fox Radio.
Yeah. So I was listening to him earlier today.
Okay.
And I want to hear all y'all's takes on this. He said that Kirby Smart, and this guy kills me every single time I talk to him. I swear he's jealous or just dumb. He said Kirby Smart is not a top 25 head coach. That's
BS. He might look if you want to sit there and say he's probably not top 3 or top 5. Look, at the very least, he's in the top 10. You got to give him that. But to
Who
say
said
that,
wait, so Carolina Jackpot said
it was
that?
Rob. I don't know the guy's actual name, but that Rob guy he's on Fox Sports Radio in South Carolina.
I was like Carolina Jackpot's smarter than that. So
he's
no,
that was obviously a troll attempt because nobody could be that stupid.
No. I called him, and
the rundown with Rob is what it is.
The funny thing is, Jeff, I called him because he has a call-in show too, and I called him. I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yes." And the example that he gave is because
how far in was this on today's?
It was. I said it was today. It was probably.
Like 2, it says he streamed 2 hours ago. How far into the show was it?
It wasn't today. I said today, but it wasn't today. But anyway, he was talking about the Texas Georgia game, the Sugar Bowl game a few years back.
Right.
And he said that like after the game, Georgia lost, and Kirby Smart had to come out for an interview for the press, and Kirby Smart said, "Yeah, they were just the better team, and they were just better than us today." And he was like, if I have a coach that says that after a game, then I don't want him. I'm like, what?
Right.
Like I mean, you got to give credit.
Well,
when it's
I mean,
due.
Texas did play better that day, so I mean,
but I mean, not a top 25. He wasn't trolling.
Okay. Roll down Tide.
He was dead serious.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who pissed in his cereal or anything, but that's a
silly.
Gamecock fan for you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
hey Ballard, did AJ McCarron get hurt?
I think I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, he tore his ACL in a preseason game that I was watching.
Yeah. He was playing good. Hey, honestly, too, I saw the Titans game last week, and it looked like when he got out there, he did okay. But yes, he did. He did tear his ACL this week, and
well, I mean, huge.
I don't know who were they playing.
They were playing the Dolphins.
Yeah, he
Okay,
plays for
well,
Atlanta
he's
now.
out. He's out for the whole season.
Well, one thing I could talk about AJ McCarron that he sure played better than Mac Jones did.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, he needs to get better at a couple of things.
Well, Mac Jones is young, and he wasn't perfect last season for us, but he was good enough, and he had the players around him. And I've even said, and look, system quarterback, there's nothing wrong with being a system quarterback. If you got to fit a certain scheme and system, go out there and find it and have the coach work with you. I think that's what Mac Jones is. And yeah, it's going to take him some time to learn Bill Belichick and work with the system. It's going to take some time. There's nothing wrong with that.
He played well week 1 or his first preseason game.
He did.
Well,
yeah,
he played okay.
Yeah,
but I think
played okay.
The Patriots said that they were starting Cam Newton week 1, which, I mean, I guess until Mac Jones learns everything, he probably should be starting. Cam Newton probably should start week 1.
Sorry for the absence.
Yeah, I think Cam should start. I mean, he is a little older, but he does know the system better and NFL better. He is bigger arm. Probably not as accurate, but he can definitely run better.
Mac Jones he's one of the most accurate QBs I've seen.
Felipe Franks is for the Falcons too. I don't know why we're getting all these Alabama and Florida people. We can't even draft Justin Fields. I don't know what's going on with the Falcons. They're a lost cause.
Well, I mean, we could have drafted AJ Green in 2011, but
we could have drafted Todd Gurley, but we got Vic Beasley.
Yeah, what a terrible pick that was.
You know, it's a fun game. I forget what week it is. I think I mentioned this to you, Ballard, when I came on the other day with Hufferbilly. But BYU comes to Georgia Southern this year. I think that'll be an interesting game.
I had to step aside a little bit.
Where is Georgia Southern? Is that in Macon?
Statesboro. Statesboro.
Where?
Statesboro. Yeah. Surrounded by farms. And STDs. There's a lot of STDs down there. So, Ballard, you still working at the movie theater?
Yeah, but they don't work me enough. And quite honestly, I'm about ready to move forward and find something else. Because, I work only on Tuesdays for like 3 hours. That's not even enough for part-time, dude. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, you got school. Well, you just started school, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe have you asked for more hours?
I have. And they said we'll see, but
you ever tried to trade shifts with anybody?
No.
Yeah, man. Well, I heard that the Checkers down the street is hiring $15 an hour.
Wow.
I don't know why Checkers is paying $15 an hour to people, but hey, Jeff Wester.
Hey, yes.
You an MLB fan?
Yeah, I don't follow it like I used to, but yeah, I like the majors.
Okay. You got a team that you root for?
Oh yeah, I'm a Cub fan.
Oh, Chicago. Okay. What made you like the Cubs?
I grew up in Springfield. I root for all Chicago teams except the White Sox.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm going.
I hate
to
the White
Braves
Sox.
game.
I hate the White Sox, not as much as I hate the Cardinals, but I hate the White Sox.
I'm going to the Braves game. Not this. Well, yeah, this weekend. They play San Francisco. They play the Giants.
Nice.
It's going to be a good game.
I've seen the Braves many, many times, but only once did I ever see them in Atlanta. And that was so long ago. It was at Fulton County. And it was the last vacation my parents took we took as a family when my parents were still married. It was the summer of 1978. That's how long ago it was.
I remember going to
I saw him play the Dodgers, and that was the year the Dodgers won the World Series. I remember that game. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I was 12 years old. Been to a bunch of Major League games, so this was not my first Major League game.
Right.
But we were going on vacation. We were driving from Springfield, Illinois, to Orlando to go to Disney World, and Atlanta was where we stayed overnight. And we got to Atlanta, and it was about 6:00, and we got a hotel on the north side of the city. And the Braves were at home against the Dodgers, and Dad said my mom and my sister and my brother stayed at the hotel, and my dad and I went to the game. And at that time, and we got to the game, we were actually buying our tickets as the national anthem was being sung.
Right.
We by the time we got to our seats, the Braves were batting in the bottom of the first. But anyway, we got really great seats. We were like almost even with third base and like 10 rows from the field.
Mm-hmm.
And about one, and like the first or the second row were two white dudes, two guys. I'm going to guess now when I think back, they were probably in their 30s, drunk as hell.
I was about to say they're probably drunk.
Yeah.
And all they did,
baseball.
all they did non-stop
Was cussing.
for like 3 or 4 innings.
Yeah.
Was scream obscenities at Los Angeles shortstop Bill Russell.
Oh God. What did he do?
For some reason they had it in for Bill Russell.
Yeah.
And finally, the people around him went and got the ushers and said, these guys are drunk. They're yelling obscenities. There's kids here. They're cussing in front of these children, and so the security guys who looked like they played for the Falcons. I remember these was like 3 dudes. They were just fucking huge.
Right.
They come down there and they didn't escort those guys out of the game. They took those guys out of the game.
I remember going to now,
and I remember if I can finish the story. I remember my dad said. Now I was 12 years old at the time. Don't ever forget this, son. He said, and now at that time there were 30 teams. He says there's 30 men in the United States who are good enough to be the starting shortstop on a Major League Baseball team. Just 30. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of kids that play Little League Baseball, thousands and thousands and thousands of players in college and in the pros, and 30 dudes are good enough to be a starting shortstop in the major leagues. Right. And these guys are yelling at him that he sucks. If you're wearing a major league uniform, the guy on the other team might be better than you, but you do not suck.
No.
Absolutely.
You good enough to make the pros. You might be number 30 out of those 30 shortstops, but suck is something you don't do, or you wouldn't have that job.
Exactly.
And I remember that. So ever since then, all the games I've ever been to, I've never, I've yelled at guys and taunted guys. I've never said you suck. Because if you're that good that you're a pro, man, you're automatically better than every single person in the whole damn stadium.
Right. Yep. I like when people say like certain player sucks at what they do or whatever, and I just want to look at and I've been guilty on it on occasion, but like still, when I think about it, man, don't you just want to look at them and be like, well, can you do that? Can you do this?
Right.
Can you fill those shoes? And but I'm going to tell real quick what I wanted to say. I wanted to talk about like at least the first baseball game I can remember. I think it was like 2007 or 2008. We had gone out. I believe we did go. I guess it had to be in Atlanta, but I remember the first one baseball game I can remember going to was a Braves game. And we went, it was my mom, my dad, my brother, and I think we went because my uncle is not the one that's on here, but my mom's brother is, I guess, somehow a huge Braves fan. And I remember going, and it was really nice. You know, we got foam fingers and hats and stuff, and it was just a great experience too, man. It was a great day. And I mean, I was young, so I don't truly remember how the game ended or whatever, but man, I just had a heck of a time. And I guess you could say it's moments like that, you know, just going to a game and everything that kind of got me into baseball, you know.
Right.
But, well, I think about the Cubs game in Chicago, and I was thinking about, because there were a couple of drunk guys around us, but they weren't hassling any of the players. They were just being drunk and obnoxious. But it reminded me, for some reason, of all that time ago, being at that game in Atlanta.
Right.
And I started to think of myself, there are 25 guys on the Cubs rosters, and they were playing the Reds. So there's 25 Cincinnati players here, and there's 25 Cubs players here. And the worst of those 50 players is better than anybody in this entire city. And Chicago is about 3 million if you count the metro area.
Right.
And like the 50 best baseball players within 500 miles of my seat are sitting here on this field in front of me.
Right.
And nobody else is even close.
Yeah.
And all these people that are getting on the hitter because he swung at strike 3 and he struck out and he looked bad. You could give them a snow shovel, and they couldn't get up there and even foul tip a pitch.
Right.
You know, one of them great big shovels. You know.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even make contact with the ball.
Right.
The first game that I remember, I didn't go to my parents' first game. Jeff, you probably remember this. It's when the Atlanta Braves stadium caught on fire. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember it.
This was probably in 90, 92, 91. Oh, wow. Yeah,
I don't remember that. The stadium caught on fire. You got me there.
The broad, like back where they broadcast behind home plate, it caught on fire, and that was my mom and dad's first date, actually.
Yesterday's scrimmage, offense did
and
first team offense now, Bryce Young included.
Yeah, the stadium caught on fire. It was kind of funny. Their first date. They went to a Braves game, and
the stadium caught on fire.
They didn't get to go on their first date, I guess.
That was your parents' first date.
Yeah, but I guess they had a second one. Shoot, I'm here.
Yeah. I know my parents' first date, because you know how your parents tell a story and you hear it about 50 times.
Yeah.
My parents' first date was the 1958 Illinois State Fair. Ooh. They went and saw a rock and roll show, and at that time you didn't have one artist or one band. You had like 9 or 10 bands, and they'd come out and they'd each do like 3 or 4 songs.
Right, like a little festival.
So it was like a festival. You didn't. Yeah. It's like the Beatles didn't come out and play 15 Beatles songs, and then that was the end of the concert. They'd come out and play like 3, and then somebody else would come out. And among the people that were playing there were Buddy Holly and Chuck Berry and Fats Domino.
Wow.
So they can remember Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, and Fats Domino were, and I don't know who else would they would. I mean, my mom would remember, but that's the ones that I remember. That was their first date, the 1958 Illinois State Fair.
Oh,
that's cool.
Went and saw, and those guys were famous then. Of course, they're super famous now.
Jeff, you been to a lot of concerts when you were younger?
Yeah. I went to plenty of concerts. A lot of the big bands came and played in Springfield, and if they didn't, they played in Peoria, which was only about a little more than an hour's drive away from maybe 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So or they would come to St. Louis, which was 90 minutes. So I saw a lot of good bands, a lot of big names.
If there's one person that you have never seen perform or band, who would it be that you've never seen that you want to see live? I'll tell you mine right now. It'll be Michael Jackson. I want to see Michael Jackson live.
Okay, you're going to include people who have passed away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, in your time span.
Okay. I never saw a band who I have about 10 of their CDs and I love them.
Ooh.
But I never saw them live, and that's Rush.
Oh,
Rush. Okay.
I never saw Rush live, and just love the band. I did fulfill a lifelong wish. Let's see, was it 17? No, it wasn't. I'm trying to think of. Oh, Greg went. So okay, I can remember who went with me because the guy doesn't live here and he live in Iowa anymore. It was 2016. I went and saw Paul McCartney play in Des Moines.
There you
downtown
go.
Des Moines.
Yep.
And he came out, and while he was on the stage during his concert, he played every single instrument. He played the bass, he played the lead guitar, he played the rhythm guitar, he switched to the keyboards, and then he switched to the drums. He played every instrument on the stage, and he played for over 2 hours. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Nice.
I
saw Led Zeppelin in 2019. They came to the James Brown Arena in Augusta. And man, they are old, but they can still put on a show. I know the guy died and everything, but they put on a show, man.
I'm gonna tell you, I haven't. So as a Christian, most of the bands I've seen live, like I've seen Toby Mac, I've seen Chris Tomlin. Newsboys is my all-time favorite Christian band, and I've probably seen them twice. Yeah, I love Newsboys. We had down where my parents live, of course, before I moved up here in March. A couple years ago, we got a chance at the Strawberry Festival down where my parents live, the local festival that we have yearly. It's like 10 days, and there's all these great concerts. But one year in particular with our church, we were trying to raise money so we could go like to summer camp for youth camp or whatever. So we would sell cushions for $1, and we got into the concerts for free. And we saw some great bands. Like we saw Jeff. If I said the name Sarah Evans.
Oh
yeah. We saw people
baby.
We saw Reba. We saw Craig Morgan, Sarah.
You saw
Evans.
Reba? Oh, Reba
yeah.
would be cool to see.
She was the last act. And it was like 10 days. But my favorite Christian band is Newsboys. I'm gonna show you guys this. I saw them the year prior. I saw them the year prior, but not at the festival. Somewhere in like Fort Myers, but it is so cool when they sing Jesus Freak and Duncan Phillips, the drummer. Just watch this. This is amazing. Look at this. Just wait. Wait for it. Hold on. Here it is. Look at this. I don't know if any of you guys, I don't know about y'all, but I couldn't handle that with my nerves.
That takes some talent.
Yeah.
Can he handle that? Jeez.
I don't know. That was the coolest thing I ever saw. I never seen that before. I sat there. This isn't the one I went to, but it's like you saw him tilted like that, and then they keep spinning this guy. Like, you got to get dizzy with that, man. It's incredible.
Have y'all ever heard of the? It's a festival. It's pretty big. It's called Bonnaroo.
I don't think I've heard of that. What is it? Is it like rock or what?
Well, it's literally everything. You got everything.
Just a music fest.
And EDM. You even got what's his name? What's his name? Andy off of The Office. I forget his name. He played in The Hangover too. Yeah, Ed Helms.
I love that guy.
Yeah, he has a bluegrass thing that he can actually pick the banjo pretty good too. He's even
really
so yeah.
I didn't know he did bluegrass. You know who does? Steve Martin and Martin Short. They got this special on Netflix called well, I don't know what it's called, but man, they got together for a Netflix special and told jokes.
Steve Martin can pick the banjo, man. He is a great banjo.
He's incredible.
But anyway, like I've probably been to Bonnaroo probably 3 or 4 times. I think 4 times.
Right.
And it's a great experience too. Like everyone's really just like really, really good people around there. But I saw Pearl Jam there.
Oh man.
In 2016.
That had to be good.
And they were supposed to play for an hour and 30 minutes. But they played for probably it had to be 3+ hours. They were like, I don't know. It was probably one of the best experiences of my life. And then one of their closing songs, it wasn't their last song, but they covered "Comfortably Numb" by Pink Floyd, and they had fireworks going in the background, and they were like trying to get Pearl Jam off stage, and like, no, we want to keep playing. Like, but Pearl Jam is probably one of my top 5 bands. Like,
I do like.
I'll tell you, as far as a country act, I was absolutely. I went because I was married still at the time, and my wife was a big fan. She kind of got me into him on the Fresh Horses tour. We went to Ames and saw Garth Brooks.
Oh,
he was incredible live. But the country act that I never saw, that I always wanted to see, was Alabama, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I went to the University of Alabama.
Alabama's a good band, yeah.
Their music
has everything. It has everything to do with them as the band.
Yes,
and I've got a couple. I've got like their number. They've got their 40 #1 hit CD, and I have to tell you, Colby, the reason why I started liking Alabama is I dated the same girl for a couple of years. The last 2 years I was in high school.
Wait, the band or the football team?
The reason why I started liking the band.
Okay.
Okay. And she was unlike me, who was a metalhead at the time. She liked pop music. She liked Journey, REO Speedwagon, Madonna, all that. But she also liked some country. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she had the Alabama album, Feel So Right. That's got Feel So Right, Love in the First Degree. It's got all that on there.
Yes.
And the old record players, you put the album on the record player, and if you lift the arm up, it'd play the first 5 songs, and then the arm would come up and go back, and then it'd play the first 5 songs over again. Keep playing it over and over again.
Right.
Okay. Well, Feel So Right was the first song on the first side of that album.
Yep.
And her parents were never, ever home. Her dad was the mayor of Springfield, Illinois, and a lawyer. And her mom was a country club debutante, and they were at parties and Republican Party everything. So we had the run of their mansion, more or less, all the time.
There you go.
And we would lay up in her bedroom, and she'd put on that album and flip the arm up. And let me tell you what, That made me love that album. If you know what I'm. That's all I'm going. That's all I'm going to say.
I just, man, I know Leonard Skinner.
Jeff Buster was that mayor.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, we were passing bills, all right, baby. I was
Leonard Skinner just started back up a new tour. They were supposed to be on their farewell tour, and I missed a Florida show or two. But we just had here in Coleman, where I am, the Rock the South. Jeff, I'm sure you've heard of that, but they
just had a Trump rally too. Why didn't you go to that?
I'm on quarantine, so
COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There you go about it.
Yeah, I couldn't go, but I could have. Hey, if I had the tickets at the time, I could have gone to Rock the South, but they canceled. So Skinner didn't make it. They replaced them with another great band that I like, Marshall Tucker. But they had some good acts this year. I mean, they had like today's country stars. Like I like Miranda Lambert has great music. They got Luke Combs. They had a couple good ones lined up, but I'd like to save my money and maybe make it next year, whoever they got.
I remember when I was a student in Alabama, we drove to a building that doesn't exist anymore. They tore it down now. It was an Omni. It was called the Omni. It's the Hawks used to play there.
Yeah.
Downtown Atlanta. And I saw, in 1986, I saw U2 play in Atlanta.
Ooh, I saw them live too.
And since then I've seen U2 twice, but the first time I saw them was '86 in Atlanta, and then I saw them '08 in Ames and 2015 in Chicago.
Yeah.
But the one band that I always tell people that I saw, and I literally shook everybody's hand, all four members of the band, and I was standing. I mean, it was in a bar. I mean, we were standing, 10 feet away from them because they had one album out and they weren't famous yet. It was this little band from Athens, Georgia called REM.
Yep.
And they were playing all the southern. They were playing all the southern.
Losing My Religion, right?
Yeah, same band years later. Yeah. But they were playing all the southern colleges. They were playing UAB, Alabama, and then they went over to Mississippi State. And they were playing all the college gigs.
Yeah.
Because college radio was what was giving them airplay.
That's so cool.
So I was, of course, doing a gig with WVUA V91, the voice of the University of Alabama.
Nice.
Student radio, Tuscaloosa student radio. So anyway, I got passes, so I'm like, all right, I'll go see. Yeah, we're playing some of their songs. So I went and saw them, and there was probably about 300 people there, and which was a good crowd for the Chucker. That was the name of the bar we were at.
Yeah.
But nobody at that time, nobody in that crowd knew that they were going to end up being world famous. It was just. I just remember that I saw them. I saw a bunch of other bands that didn't do anything,
Yeah.
But that's just happened to be.
What I'm talking about in the comment section. Begging Megan. What Rob said on the channel. Kirby's not a top 25.
That's what
I was mentioning earlier.
I'm gonna go back and listen in on that one.
Oh, I gotta look at the comments. I haven't been looking at the comments.
Hey, Jeff.
Vodka Drinker says he enjoys Sting. If I ever lose my faith in you. Vodka Drinker, here's a little something for you. I saw the Police on one of their last concerts ever.
That's a good band.
In the lineup before they broke up. I saw them on New Year's Eve, 1983, going into 1984. It was the last day of 1983 in Champaign, Illinois. And it was one of their last concerts. And of course, they did a reunion. They did a brief reunion tour, but I loved the Police, man. I was a huge fan of the Police from the very beginning, from the very first album. I loved them.
Were you ever a Hootie and the Blowfish fan?
Who?
No. Nope.
Have you heard of
Hootie and the Blowfish? And although I consider myself a religious person, the stuff that Ballard was talking about, the quote unquote Christian music,
yeah,
I can't stand it. I cannot stand it.
Okay.
I
Ballard, the Hootie and the Blowfish.
I do not like it at all because and nothing against, I would never tell somebody that they shouldn't like it. I mean, if somebody wants to, that's fantastic. And if it increases their faith, that's fantastic. But to me, music of praise and worship that's not it. Now, if that's your ball of wax, fine. I'm not going to stop you. It's just not my cup of tea. Not for me.
Yeah.
I got you.
Ballard, you know Darius Rucker, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, I love Darius Rucker.
Before he became like big into country, he had a band called Hootie and the Blowfish.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. Okay.
And he used to come down. I live in Augusta.
I'm gonna have to
and
listen to
Hootie and the Blowfish used to come down every single week before the Masters tournament.
Okay.
Yep.
And they do a fundraiser for I forget what charity it was. It was probably different every year. But they did like a free concert, and Hootie and the Blowfish would come out there every year. So I was probably about 13, 14, 15, those years. So I kind of grew up around them. I always liked their songs. They're kind of...
I'm going to have to go back and listen to it a little.
Like Hold My Hand.
Only Want to Be With You. I think I've heard that one. Is that them?
Only Want to Be With You. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were a good band, but I was just wondering if y'all heard about them.
I know. I don't have anything against. I mean, I don't dislike them. They just weren't my favorite. But I certainly remember them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who all I've seen. I mean, that would be a long list. I mean, a lot of them are metal bands, but some of the metal bands were not the best concerts I've ever been to.
Right.
Elton John put on an amazing concert.
Oh, I'd love to see
Elton John of all the artists I've ever seen, solo artists, bands, whatever. Elton John's opening number, the opening 15 minutes for his concert, were the best.
Yep.
It was better than U2. It was better than Paul McCartney. It was better than Iron Maiden. It was better than Van Halen. Better than AC/DC. Better than the Police. Better than Journey. Better than anybody I ever saw. Better than Ozzy. Elton John's opening 15 minutes were stunning.
I'd love to see bands like Journey or Ozzy or whatever. I love this. This is a Christian band, at least. POD.
I just thought, Colby, you asked a long time ago bands that you've never seen that you wanted to see.
Right, yeah.
It just came to my mind. I would absolutely and of course the original lineup doesn't exist anymore. But I would love to see the Electric Light Orchestra.
Ooh.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I have several of their CDs. I'm a huge Jeff Lynne fan. I would love to see them, and they have I've never had the chance.
The front row was like $10,000, and I'm not even exaggerating. But they came to Bonnaroo one year, and I got probably 100 yards away from them, and they put on a show.
Well, I'm a huge. I mentioned quite a bit that I'm a big classic rock fan.
Probably the best. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm sorry, Ballard. You can go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say one guy that I really love his songs, and I don't know if it's. I don't know. Is Billy Joel today as good as he might have been like years back?
I saw Billy Joel in 2018 live.
Was it great?
And he kind of just stood there and sung. And I was super excited to see him. And don't get me wrong, it was amazing, but I thought it would be better.
Yeah.
Two bands that I really liked, that I always said I would go see them if they came to Des Moines, and Des Moines gets all the big acts because Wells Fargo seats 15,000, so everybody comes and plays here, were the Eagles and Billy Joel. And the reason why I didn't go was because the fucking tickets were, sorry, Ballard, gosh darn tickets were incredibly expensive. even for and I know Wells Fargo Arena like the back of my hand. So when they say, well, we've got section 110, I know exactly what they're talking about. The worst seats in the place were going for $200. There's no way I'm spending that kind of money. I don't care who it is. And Billy Joel and the Eagles were, to my mind, and supremely overpriced.
Whoops.
And I don't know this guy. I couldn't tell you one song he sings. I just know who he is. And I know a lot of people who like him were very disappointed when Keith Urban played in Des Moines about 2 years ago. And I guess his tickets were extraordinary. And I know a lot of people that liked him that were really ticked off and said, there's no way I'd pay that money to go see him, even though I like him.
Yeah, I saw Keith Urban in 2015, and people were leaving before he was even done. It was
okay. See, I couldn't tell you a single song. I just know who he is.
Yeah.
I know he's a country guy, but he's from Australia. That's all I know.
Yep, basically the same thing here.
But there were Eagle tickets.
Oh, I love
they had some tickets on the floor that were going for $2,500, and I'm like, come on, man, come on.
Yeah. Like Grand Old, like they were $10,000 for front row seats at the James Brown Arena, and Augusta does get they do get a lot of attraction just because James Brown Arena. And we get good people here, but I don't know. It's too expensive.
Well, yeah, it's to the point now where some of these people, I don't attend concerts anywhere near like I used to because it's just too damn expensive.
Yeah. The only reason, like all the bands that I just mentioned, like all those bands, the only reason I saw them is because I went to a festival, like Billy Joel. All those bands, all those people.
It's important to go for everything we want in life because we only have.
It's just cheaper that way.
Yeah, I remember. I think we paid in 1986. We went and saw U2 on Rattle and Hum.
Yeah.
And I think my dad was like, "You're crazy to do this." Because I think that we were like in the 10th row. I mean, we had I don't know how we got them. We somehow got really great seats, and they were like $45, and now they'd be $800. They'd be it'd be whatever. And my dad was like, "You're gonna spend $45 on concert tickets,
right?"
Yeah, and he says, and you're working part-time for $5 an hour. He says, that's more than a day's work, and you're going to spend that to go, and plus you're going to have to pay for the gas and for your meals. He says, you're going to spend $70, $80 to go to a concert. And I said, yeah.
That's crazy.
Now $80 at a U2 show, $80 probably wouldn't even get you in the door.
Yeah, I fill up my gas with $80.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Well, especially with I know concerts are, I'm sure, doing limited seating now too. So of course prices have gone up for tickets, but there's some bands out there that I wouldn't pay $110 to go see. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we were thinking about going to a Blackhawks. We were thinking about going to a Blackhawks game.
Yeah.
And C-Deck tickets for mid-ice C-Deck were $175. I'm like, are you shitting me? I'm not paying $175 to sit on the ice.
Me and Tiger Baskins, Georgia plays UAB week 2, right?
Yeah.
And me and him are going to the game actually, and it's $123 a ticket, but it's in the lower section, so it ain't too bad, I guess.
So here's the thing. they have to appeal to people who want to be in a crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big crowd fan. I have to go there under my own reservations to begin with, and you want to pay money to do it. So I'm like, the experience has to be extremely spectacular for me to go, and I got to pay you a lot of money too. I mean, good Lord, BA's right. Dave Matthews would be one of the few. There's about a handful.
There you go,
but they're not many.
Well, guy I go to church with, that I'm in the Knights of Columbus with, he's pretty excited. He got Cyclone Iowa State. He got Iowa State tickets.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, and
that would be good.
He's an Iowa State fan, but he's never had season tickets. But he got tickets. He told me he got tickets about the 30-yard line, and he says he's about 10 rows from the top of the bottom section of stands, which means he's got good seats. And he got 4 of them, and he paid $300 a piece.
Yeah.
And the price on the ticket itself is like $80, but he paid like $300 a piece to get them. And I said, you paid $300 for your seat. I said, that's less than half of what I'm going to get paid to be there. So you think about that when you're sitting there and you see me right down there on the damn field. That I said, you and Diane's seats together are going to be less than what I'm making.
But I go to these football games, and because I can't help it, it's like an addiction,
Yeah.
Seriously. And I go.
Oh, yeah.
I go to them, and you get there, and there's just people everywhere, and it's electric at the time.
Oh, sure.
But it stresses the hell out of me. To be honest, I mean, I love it when the game begins, but up until then, I am stressed the hell out.
I got
you. Everybody doesn't get into this stuff. I mean, I love the crowd when we're playing, but I hate it beforehand. I hate it after. And everybody's like, well, don't you love going and tailgate? No, I really don't. And I don't know. I think it's a psychosis, actually. I'm not saying that it's normal, but I don't need to be involved with all these people. Really, I don't. So anyway, I just pointed out
that completely, Hoverbilly Paul.
Yeah.
I just watched the game live.
I'm in front of a big crowd, but I don't have to deal with them.
Right.
You got the best.
You're a lucky man.
Well, I go in a gate. I go in a gate. They don't get to go in. I get to eat where they don't get to eat. I have a bathroom that they don't get to use.
Yep.
I get to park where I get to park where they don't get to park.
Yeah.
And that's fine because I don't like big crowds either. I wouldn't.
You get the imported beer when we get the domestic.
Yeah.
What's that?
You get different beers than us too, don't you?
Oh no beer. No beer.
So we I did. I mean, years and years ago. I mean, when I was at Clemson and we went as college students, even then, I'd go in. It was tough. It's a tough thing. But it's the psychosis. I don't think it's a society thing. I think it's just some people just don't like crowds, and they don't like being in crowds, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love the atmosphere. I love being, seeing the crowd looking at the field and cheering, and they're like, well, doesn't it make you nervous to be in front of, down there in front of all those people? I said, there might be, Iowa game, there's about 72,000. Iowa State, there's about 10,000 less than that. I said, and there's like 3 people are looking at me, and that's by accident. Nobody's paying attention to me. So, I'm not, they're watching the players. The players got to worry about, who's looking at them, not me. I'm just walking around,
Once the game begins, I am completely, I actually go into a different universe, right? Same thing with the concert. Once the concert begins, I don't even know anybody's there.
Right.
It's getting in and getting out that just drives me insane. It really is.
Oh,
Those are the two areas that I just cannot handle very well. And I have to suspend my phobia and just go through it so I can get to the goodie. You know what I mean?
Hey, what's up, MSU #1 fan, which I am setting up the stream for us tonight. He wants to talk some Spartan football.
Good.
This will be great.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yep. We got
Doing
Caden
good,
Hauser.
I'm sorry?
Got Caden Hauser at quarterback, possibly committing.
Hey, Ballard, how's the car? How's the Toyota doing?
It's treating me pretty good, although, being under quarantine and everything, I haven't been out this week, but so far it treats me good. Now, I ran over a nail last week. I literally
I've been there.
Yeah, I left my house. I drove 15 minutes to my other grandparents because they also live on the lake, or they're working. They're still trying to work on their house, but they spend most of the time up here now. But I ran over a nail. I didn't realize until I got out of the car that it was a flat tire, and
Damn.
The thing is, they didn't put a spare tire in the car, so we had to not only take that one off, we had to patch it up, and take the nail out and patch it.
Well,
but
was it in
it's
the middle
all
of the tire? But was it in the middle of the tire?
Yeah, it was like right there in the middle, and it wasn't
plug it.
nothing major. It was just, it was a nail stuck. It was take it out, and obviously once you took it out, there was air coming out of it, so of course you had to not just patch it. We plugged it.
Yeah,
we had like the special plugs or whatever.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, it happens, but I'm like, I just got this car.
That's unlucky.
Don't sweat it.
Right?
Shit happens, man. My son, 18. He hit a curb and hit the sidewall, and he created a bubble on it. Now I have to get the tire replaced. I'm like, hey man, that's a lot of money. But anyway, I give him a hard time a little bit but I really
got you.
Care. You know how it
You
goes.
got to,
I'd make him pay for it.
Right.
Well, he will in many ways.
I mean,
you got
to meet him halfway.
Yeah. But MSU fan, I got that stream set up. We'll go live at 9 Eastern, and we'll talk some Spartan football.
It'd
be cool.
High school football starts Friday night. We have a home game.
Awesome.
So
do you play?
No, I'm in the band.
Oh, okay.
So MSU.
My neighbor
fan,
plays though. Yeah.
I do want to know: are you an MSU? What makes you an MSU fan? By the way, just curious.
We got nice teams, nice colors.
But you want to go there? You seem young to me, and so are you planning?
Are you
to
in
go
Michigan?
Yeah. No, I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
Well, that doesn't matter. Same difference.
Okay.
I mean, you're close enough.
No, I do have family out in Michigan and Minnesota.
That makes sense.
What instrument do you play?
Bass drum.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
They're stealing the spotlight for me for tonight, but
I thought you were about to say tuba.
I'm got kicked out of the game for going out the referees.
But are you planning to go there, or are you already out of high school?
No, I'm only a junior. I'm looking at Michigan State, Florida State, Bama, Tennessee, Maryland, Boston.
Really?
Dude.
Yep.
You got
that's what you're looking at, or have you reached out to any of the colleges?
I'm gonna start reaching out to some of them now.
That's awesome.
There's actually a really good Division II school about 2 hours away. Ever hear of Shippensburg University?
I don't think so.
Yes, I have.
I have.
Brent
Yeah.
Grimes, yeah. Brent Grimes and John Kuhn came out of there.
Cool.
Well, that's cool. Seriously.
Where are
Keep
you at
it
in
up.
Pennsylvania? What part of Pennsylvania are you in?
Central PA.
Okay.
So how far are you from Happy Valley?
Probably 2 hours, 2.5.
I got
Are you
family.
are you on the Wilkes-Barre side of the state, or are you on the Pittsburgh
Don't
side?
answer that next question.
Pittsburgh,
Just mess with
Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh.
He needs your coordinates.
I'm on the,
Crap. Are you
I'm
closer
pretty much-
to Big? Are you closer to Big Ben or Jalen Hurts?
I'm right smack in the middle of that.
Okay.
Awesome.
No, the
Like,
reason why I'm asking is because if anybody knows anything about driving in Pennsylvania, going from the east to the west or the reverse is a pain in the ass in the state of Pennsylvania.
Tell me about it. We had to go out there to play Federal High School at Slippery Rock,
Wow.
and they cheated bad. Yeah, it's okay for us to. It's okay for us to get knocked out, but we tackle them. No, it's a penalty.
I can leave Iowa, go across Illinois, across Indiana, and almost across Ohio in the amount of time it takes to go from one side of Pennsylvania to the other.
Wow. No, I will say
none of the interstates go directly to any of the other big cities, and it's all the Alleghenies and the Upper Appalachians, so it's up and down and twisty, and it just takes a long time to go. It's not a boring drive. It's not an ugly to look at drive. It's just a long time to get where you're going.
Right.
Especially me being in the Appalachians.
Oh, it's like Nebraska and Kansas. You can fly through Nebraska and Kansas 75, 80 miles an hour, but it feels like you're not getting anywhere because it's every time you look out the window, it's the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I've seen a real bad wreck on my way home.
People say Iowa's a boring drive. Iowa is a boring drive. But believe it or not, there are places that are worse. Nebraska and Kansas are worse than Iowa.
I am the manager.
About to say. Seriously.
I think Florida has an argument for that one too. We went there last year. Part of the band members went down.
Yeah.
Like just for one band member, it's like $1,000 to $2,000.
That's insane.
Jesus. God Almighty. That's
I seen
for one.
I seen a real bad wreck on my way home from school.
Hey, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Are you still going to Rogers?
Sure. Colby, come on, man. Yes, absolutely.
You meeting up with Jesse?
Jesse J.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Ballard.
Right.
I was going to ask you, Paul, if
the Pirates traded Gabriel Polanco again.
Never mind.
The what?
Pirates
What?
traded. The Pirates got rid of Polanco.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
did they?
What is wrong with them?
The Pirate, I don't know. They're probably the dumbest team in the MLB.
No, Atlanta Falcons are the dumbest. These are the second dumbest.
Facts.
I said MLB.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, no. For sure that the Falcons are the dumbest in all of pro sports. That's given.
Bro.
Next to the Steelers.
And I don't know.
The Steelers are okay.
They're not too bad.
Steelers did good in the draft. Their running back that just drafted got good.
At least they have common sense to draft the right people. I mean, come on.
I mean,
they got this now. I am interested in Michael Chavis, who has recently signed and gotten on the Pirates lineup. But man, they put Polanco on the waivers.
They did the same thing to Adam Frazier a couple weeks ago too.
I missed that. I missed that part. Wow.
Frazier too. And the
I
Pirates
mean,
are.
What is happening in baseball this year, man?
I've never
It's
seen a game
crazy.
at PNC Park. I've driven right by it. I was out in Pittsburgh for a friend's wedding, the year PNC Park opened, and we drove by it, but there was no the Pirates were on the road or something.
Yeah,
and, didn't get us. But I'd really love to see a game there.
Yeah.
What part of PA have you been to?
Crap. I don't know what it was called, but a few years back, we had these friends that we went to church with, and like I was maybe 9, 10 years old. My brother was a couple years younger than me. We were kids. We all hung out. But they had a family up in Pennsylvania, and I remember we had so my grandmother that watches my channel. All my grandparents are now in Alabama, but my grandparents used to live in South Carolina. At least my mom's parents did. So we had family there, and they had family. So we wanted to like meet everybody's family and everything. And of course, we have family up there. Like my grandmother that watches this channel, she's from Pennsylvania originally, like the State College area. So of course we got family up there, but I've been around there, and then I don't know where else where our friends, relatives, or whatever were, but
I'm gonna be up early Saturday morning too.
Yeah.
I have a firemen's convention parade in
Cool.
Shawnee, Pennsylvania, Central District.
So Ballard, your grandparents are from South Carolina?
No, they're from Pennsylvania, but for quite some time, there's a lot of explaining I got to do now.
No,
right?
no, don't do that.
No, but they lived in South Carolina for
Yeah,
a few years.
I
maybe
thought they
like-
were from there.
No.
Okay, that's fine. I was about to say, damn, now, you almost had me. I would almost jump to an Alabama fan right there. But
Right.
but no, Pennsylvania to South Carolina to Bama.
That's
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Hey Paul, are you a Braves fan?
Yeah. I'm gonna say yes, and here's the reason why I'm reluctant. Okay.
All right.
I grew up in high school, in elementary school, and middle school. We played out in a cow pasture. We played baseball when I was growing up, and we had the radio on when the Braves were playing. We were out there playing with it on. So I love the Braves, and I fought them when they sucked. Okay, they just sucked. Bob Horner was there, and they didn't get shit done, and they sucked. And then
Horner.
Yeah, back when Bob Horner, the only way he'd stop a ball is just throw his body in front of it and make it hit his chest, and he'd grab it and throw it.
Bob Horner, Bruce Benedict, Gail Murphy.
Yes, Bruce Benedict. Yeah, you got it.
Oh wow.
Jeff See-Through Blouser.
A long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I'm old as shit, man. I'm old as dirt. Well, I'm not as old as dirt, but I'm old. But it's so funny. I was out there playing, and I loved the Braves all those years, and then they became good. They became really well. I mean, you know how it goes. It's like they get Justin, they get Smoltz, and they get Glavine, and they get Maddox, and they only won one World Series with all those guys, man. And I. Jesus Almighty! I mean, just trust me on this.
So you're basically like me. You're a frustrated Braves
I'm
fan.
a frustrated Braves fan. Damn it! And it's the same with the Falcons. They piss me off. They make me so mad because they just let me down all the time when they don't need to. They don't even need to. They have everything in place. Just do your job and get it done. They can't do it.
No.
Remember Super Bowl 51?
Oh, stop.
I'm a Royal.
28-3. I could not have been prouder, not because of Tom Brady, but because the Falcons fans had their hopes up and they got destroyed.
It killed us, man.
God.
It killed us.
We were up at halftime by what, like 14?
It was 20.
8-3 at the half.
28. Well, no, at the time I thought it was like a 28-3, or no, a 21-3. Then they got a touchdown, and then ultimately it was downhill from there. But
that's more embarrassing than 2nd and 26.
It is. Because at the very least, for Georgia, they could say, well, ours was only 2 touchdowns, and all we had to do was, I mean, at least we were able to sack the quarterback, and we didn't keep giving up 3rd down. You know, like, because that's what that drive was in that Super Bowl.
So let me be clear. The Falcons and the Braves and any of these Atlanta teams remind me of the Georgia Bulldogs. They always get close, but they never.
See, Kevin's right too. 28-3 with about 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, dude. If Tom Brady ain't the GOAT with this situation on the line in a Super Bowl, I don't know who the hell is.
Well, but all I'm saying is, you look at Georgia, UGA, and you look at all these professional Atlanta teams, and they all let you down. I'm sorry. I don't hate Georgia.
You've been talking to a girl for about 2 weeks now. She says she likes you. You've been talking to a girl for about 2 weeks now.
Okay.
You have a couple dates, and then 3rd date, hey, I'm gonna take a chance. Lean in for the kiss.
Yep.
She just backhands you and say, "No, you're a Georgia Bulldog fan."
Right.
It really is a fucking maddening thing, and I don't hate Georgia, by the way, at Colby's. You might think I do, but I don't.
I know you don't, brother.
They're my brothers, and seriously, and they even have a thing on the Clemson Insider. They said Georgia is not our enemy. They're not our enemy.
No,
they're not.
I mean,
they piss
Clemson
me off
or
when they
Georgia
win.
could lose, and we could both. Whoever loses can still go to the college football playoffs.
I hope so.
I'm going to see Georgia play Ohio State.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, give me, please.
Give me the Buckeyes all day. Buckeyes all
Give
day.
me Ohio State.
It ain't even a debate there.
I got Tennessee 1-11.
Yeah, just got me a Woody right there.
I remember when Michigan State beat them on that last second field goal by Geiger.
It's fun. Look.
Let me.
Yeah, I get mad.
Let me tell you what I think about when I think about Michigan State.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
I think about 49-7 and 38-0.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
So the two words that come to my mind when I hear Michigan State and somebody's referring to Michigan State football, the two words that come to my mind are "go away."
I thought you were going to say "open wide."
Bend over. Bend over.
Remember 2014? Y'all lost to Ohio State.
Ooh.
Are you kidding me right now?
Wait,
we were in the rebuilding process.
Say that again.
Remember y'all beat Ohio State in 2014?
We didn't beat Ohio State in 2014.
Why not, Ballard?
Because we had Blake Sims at quarterback.
Because Blake Sims threw 2 stupid fucking interceptions.
That cost us a damn game.
Stop. Was Saban your coach?
Oh my gosh! Of course he was our coach. What is
How
the
many years was he into it?
And you know why? You know why else? Because Kirby
injuries?
Smart let Ohio State score 42 on us.
Well,
our defense would not get it done.
I want to apologize.
You see this upper Billy Paul? We bring up one loss and they just bring up excuses.
I want to apologize for that Ohio State loss because it came in the middle of a 7-year span in which we won 4 national championships, 11, 12, not 13, not 14, 15 and 17. So we won 4 of 7. So I apologize for those 3 that we didn't get.
Oh, I'm
We'll
sorry,
just take the other 4.
I remember Michigan State beat Georgia in 2011. Remember that one, Ballard?
Well, this one, Michigan State was Georgia always loses the big game. So come on, man.
Yeah, they do.
When we blocked their field goal,
let me tell you something.
For Billy Paul, I thought we were on the same side on this.
The only reason Georgia got in the playoffs in 2017, credit for winning the SEC. But come on, Auburn.
Wait. Say that one more time, Ballard. I wanted you to say it loud and clear. I couldn't hear you.
Y'all beat Auburn in the SEC. If Alabama,
right?
If we win that Iron Bowl, if we make it next week in Atlanta,
coming in,
y'all are screwed.
Okay, so you're talking about if, right?
If.
Ballard? If what?
Auburn only wins at home. Okay.
No. You said if what?
If Alabama wins the Iron Bowl, obviously we win.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Damn it,
Alabama wins the Iron Bowl. Oh no.
Ballard. I got Tennessee 1-11.
Ooh, what's their only
and we
win?
win Kentucky. That's it.
That's it.
No,
stop it. If they're going 1-11, they're at least probably getting off easy on Bowling Green.
Stop him!
You're killing yourself.
Stop embarrassing yourself.
Yeah.
Hey, but honestly, if y'all want really good money, Tennessee is a 33-point favorite. Their week 1 game.
Don't give me that.
I
don't give me that.
But that's bullshit too.
Yeah.
Georgia State, anybody?
No.
Tennessee, though. They lost to. Now, I know BYU's had some good teams, but beating the I mean, you're an SEC team and you lose to BYU at home. Oh, my
Michigan State lost to them in 2016.
They're in the Big Ten.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, seriously. I mean, come on, guys. No, we this is the thing, and this is what gets me most upset. When you have a good football program, okay, and Tennessee's struggling, I give it that. But damn, you don't lose to Georgia State. You don't lose to BYU. What is wrong with you?
I don't know, Paul.
That's ridiculous.
I'm trying to know how Michigan loses to Appalachian State in 2007.
I knew that was coming from you. I knew that was coming.
Well, but they also beat North and South Carolina too. App State did.
That's
so.
true.
Miami.
App State had a good 2017 run. Or 2007.
Yeah, stop. North Carolina and South Carolina, back when they beat them, were pieces of crap.
Had the good 26-06 run.
Yeah, well, the Scar people. I mean, come on. I mean, really? Don't use them as a comparison. Michigan should never have lost to App State, and the fact they did says a lot about where they were and where they were going. And now they are where they were going. And they're there. They're sitting right in the middle of it. And I don't know what.
Do y'all hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Yeah, go ahead.
I can't hear y'all, so.
Okay.
Turn the volume up. I don't know.
Is that cold?
Well, what I'm saying is, go ahead, Paul.
Let's check.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
What I was saying about Tennessee earlier: 33 transfers.
I've never seen such a big portal in my life.
No, listen, Ballard. 33 transfers, a new head coach, and I think their spread is like 28 right now against Bowling Green. I would take the under. I think that's easy money.
I'm just gonna listen to the rest of the stream for YouTube.
That's ridiculous. 28? Are you serious?
Can you look it up for me, Ballard, real quick?
I'll get ESPN. Hold on.
Michigan's only favored 18 against Western, but then again, it's Jim Harbaugh.
I know Tennessee was favored in the
He's
past.
still a Kate McNamara, but I'm going with Adam Bowman.
I don't.
Michigan State got Ian Crouch out of Tennessee.
Okay, go ahead, man.
Hold on. Let me see. Who dropped out? Jacob?
Yeah, he dropped. And whoa. Okay, so listen.
Yeah, look. I think 34 actually.
Look at that.
See, I wanted
Damn.
to say 33, but I know 33 transferred, so I didn't want to say 33 two times. But
34 points for the Vols.
this is easy money. I would bet my house on this.
No,
There's
you
way
wouldn't.
Tennessee
No,
is
you
winning by
wouldn't.
No,
34 points.
nobody's
betting this game. We're gonna shut up and see what they do.
I mean, seriously, this is a real.
I will ground you if you put money on this. I will ground you from my channel, son.
I think I've seen the
You
worst
wouldn't put
record.
money on this?
No, I'm
Why?
not betting anything on Tennessee this year.
I mean,
You think
they're
Tennessee's
lucky
going
to
to win
beat
by more than
Vanderbilt. It's how
34
lucky
points?
they would be.
No, listen,
Oh my
man.
God.
I mean, let's be clear. Honestly, Tennessee's lost a lot. Okay,
They have.
But
They
it's
lost
an
half their
SEC
team.
It's an SEC team. They have people all over the place who've been recruited there. They're not just chopped liver compared to
I know
us.
that.
So they're not going to lose. They're not going to beat somebody by 34. You know?
No, they're not.
But come on.
Okay,
This-
listen to me, Paul,
Listen.
real quick.
All right.
Tennessee shambles last year. We can all agree on that.
Facts.
And they
That's
lost
fair.
how many transfers?
They
They
lost like 10 players, didn't they?
No, more than that. In the teens, maybe in the 20s.
15 or so. I don't know.
And Michigan
They
State got
lost. They
eliminated.
lost enough to field.
How many players? What are you talking about? How many players entered the portal?
Tennessee.
25.
Wow.
They had
Thank you.
20. They had
Can't write
25.
that.
They had 20.
If Tennessee
they-
scores
They had
34
27.
points, then I would be amazed.
They had 27 enter the portal. 2 changed their mind and stayed. 25 left.
And
Y'all-
one came
y'all-
to East Lansing.
Y'all better run to the right because all y'all got is Cade Mays from Georgia. I'm telling you, Tennessee will not score. They will not. No. That's easy money. I'm just letting y'all know.
Cade Mays got taken to school by Christian Barmore last year.
Yeah.
He's a good
Barmore broke through
not
that,
a good
man.
pass rusher. He's a good run blocker.
I mean, I respect Squidtard, but you're not beating Alabama. I don't care. You
What,
see that
Squid-
video that he did, Ballard?
Huh?
Squid says they're
Squidtard.
gonna-
Yeah. Beat Bama.
That's just a troll.
Squidtard made a video about Bama. I'm not
Yeah.
subscribed to him, so I don't. I mean, he's a good guy, but I can't. I don't need that nonsense on here.
I'm not subscribed to him.
Who's Squidtard?
Right.
I think I've seen the worst crash I've seen so far this year. From a fireman perspective, anyways.
Yeah.
That was a really bad wreck.
Yeah.
The pickup truck hit the tree and caught on fire.
Wow.
And
What's this?
a pickup truck into a tree with entrapment and fully engulfed.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta think of the hospital, but
Sorry I dropped, guys. But
It's
somewhere along the way, my internet connection said, I'll give up. And it quit.
Yeah.
So you know how that goes. But nonetheless, I do believe, I mean, some of these teams are going to do some things. Michigan State, dude, you can be a negative Nancy on them, and I'm not. I think they're going to probably surprise some people.
Yeah,
because they're desperate. I mean, they really are desperate. It's like anybody. When they're desperate, they do crazy stuff, and the players know that. They realize they're in a damn no-win situation. They got to get on it.
Right.
And,
just like we did in Michigan last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Minnesota can win the Big Ten West.
Who?
Minnesota.
Yeah, I'd say probably of all the teams, they might.
I
They could be the favorite in the West. Well, no, I don't know. That's probably on Iowa.
Iowa, Wisconsin, but Northwestern.
Oh no, I forgot all about Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's the fave.
They're the favorite, but right behind them, I put Minnesota and Iowa. Flip those two, but
row the boat.
Yeah, row that boat with PJ Fleck.
Look, man,
Minnesota. You have Ohio State week 1 on September 2nd on Fox.
That's isn't that a Thursday game? Isn't that like a Thursday, like next week?
Yeah, next Thursday. Because Michigan State plays Friday.
That'll be great.
Ooh.
In Northwestern's down their best running back too. Brees Hall's done for the year.
Who? Who's done?
Brees Hall for Northwestern.
By the way,
isn't Brees Hall isn't he Iowa State's running back?
Oh yeah, I think he is. I think it might be some. I think his last name.
Who are you mixing him up with?
That guy from Northwestern who's done for the year.
Oh, hold on, I'll find it. He just get injured?
Like last week, yeah.
Let me see. Is it Cam Porter?
Yeah, Cam Porter.
The running back? Yeah. You got it mixed up. It was Cam Porter. He's a running back.
Yep, and they still going to be set on their quarterback, too. Mm-hmm. Ryan Helinski or Hummer Johnson?
Hunter's gonna be the guy. You know that.
I think they can use both of them until they see in game time.
I thought was that Helinski kid? Was he that guy at South Carolina?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he transferred out. I thought he was still there.
Hunter's from Clemson. So Hunter's gonna.
Hey Paul, what do you think your number 1 running back should be?
Lynn J.
Well,
Dixon.
I think it should be Kobe Pace, not Lynn J. Dixon.
Okay.
And I think the right behind him is Will Shipley. The sad thing is Dabo and Elliott have way too much, just kind of like what Kirby did with you can't. I don't know why these coaches do this nonsense. But I think they have too much loyalty to Lynn J. Dixon. They're going to try to force a square peg in a round hole. And I hope they don't do it more than a quarter with Georgia. Because if they do, they're going to lose. So Lynn J. Dixon can't be the man. He ain't the man. And I'm being nice. I'm not saying nasty things. I'm just saying he's the man. But Kobe Pace, maybe. But Shipley is the guy. He is the guy.
So Shipley at number 1 running back?
Yes, sir. He should
be.
And
I wanted to ask you one more thing. Yep. Sorry, Ballard.
Yeah.
Y'all center position. What's going on there? Have you heard anything?
So I did get.
I know it sounded bad.
Yeah, I got some more clarification over the last few hours. When late last night or early this morning, I should say, and I was talking to some people. It looks like we have Bockhorst, who is a really has shown out in this
Mm-hmm.
in this year. I mean, he is just. They said he's crazy good.
Yeah.
And so they're looking at him as being the
Pop-Tarts.
center, and they're going to move this other dude. I think it's Nate or Tate. They're going to move him to the left guard.
Tate,
And
like Tater.
Tate, yes,
man.
like Tater.
Tater.
Yeah, he just put an R on his name. But they've been working on who they want to get on the field, the top guys, right? And so Daba's been trying to goad them or push them or say nonsense, and it's pissing me off because he's making me scared. But he's just basically telling them nobody wants to step up and be at the damn center, and that ain't good when you say that to a person like me who's not there every day, right? I'm sitting there going, well, if we don't have a center, we're in deep doo-doo.
Yeah.
So y'all basically switch. You said switch your left guard.
Yeah. We're gonna push it. We're gonna push our It's a freshman, by the way.
Right.
So you know, a true freshman guard on the offensive line. Does that not make you pucker up? I mean, it does me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know that we've seen in
someone get
recent
hurt?
years, and I know we've seen in recent years freshmen just seem to be taking over college football. It seems like, forget just recruiting, but like think of all the recruits, like, a 5-star freshman or a freshman in general. It just seems like they're stepping up and players are getting better. Look, offensive line is a completely different story.
Yes, sir.
It is a big deal,
especially in the SEC.
It's one of the it's one of the toughest positions to play, believe it or not, man, because you got to block, you got to be fast, you can't jump, and you gotta know what the hell you're doing. And Huffer Billy, I feel you, man. A freshman tackle or a guard.
Good God.
I mean, I'm sure you can look. You gotta believe in your players, man, but I tighten my butt up a bit about that. I mean, I'm not sitting there like, no, I'm not worried.
No,
my neighbor started as a lineman last year.
Really? That's good.
Yeah.
Defense.
Paul, is there like a center injury issue, or y'all just like someone graduated? I'm not sure.
It wasn't an injury. No, graduated. The key guy graduated, and they thought they had 3 guys that should easily take over, and they went in there, and nobody could freaking figure it out. Bockhorst was the guy who basically stabilized it, but they wanted him over on that other side. They really did. They wanted him to protect the quarterback, but they can't get a damn center to take over. So they're
right. What scares me if I was a Clemson fan?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like if I was a Clemson fan, you know what goes over the center? That's Jordan Davis, and
I know.
And that
Jacob Watson. I put out 2 videos this week for the Clemson Georgia game, and I'll eventually, maybe next week or whatever, I'll get my actual prediction video in. But I did a rundown. I looked at Clemson's offense versus Georgia's defense, and vice versa. Georgia's offense, Clemson's defense.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I said too. I said I love Georgia. I love what they have coming in. I love the receivers. I love the weapons. But, man, if Clemson, I think, is going to have probably the best line, if not one of the best lines in college football. And, man, Jacob Watson makes a good point. The line for Georgia was great a few years ago, like Andrew Thomas, Isaiah Wynn, or Wilson, or whoever. They had some guys on that line. But, man, that's not the strongest recruiting part of their team that Kirby's been working with. It's really not. It's not that deep. I'm doubting their own line this year. I really am. It's just too much inexperience.
Yeah, you're definitely right. We have our starting center.
Not that it's going to be bad, but it's not going to be what you want.
Yeah, it's not going to be bad, but we still have our starting center out.
Yeah.
I don't know. All these rumors say he's back, but who knows? But our
he won't be 100%.
But
Exactly.
Colby, let me be clear. I mean, with
Right, Paul.
I'm telling you, this guy who's going to be the center, Bockhorse, he's a beast at center. Okay, now he really is. My concern is the left guard. I mean, just focus in on that when you get the game going on, and we'll be there. Look at
I'll
that
be right
left
beside
guard. Yeah, seriously, man. Look
Yeah.
at that, and if that shit fails, giddy up. It's over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, seriously, that's where you're going to focus. And it almost is weird that I can even see it before it comes. I hate it. I hate this.
Well,
because I can see it.
Can I ask you a question real quick? I'm sorry about it.
It's fine.
Do you not like Dabo taking in transfers? I know Dabo has this little transfer rule.
So
that he doesn't.
So let me give you a little bit of perspective, and it's a good, it isn't bad. Trust me. I mean, I think he needs to be a little less what do you call it, draconian, or he needs to give a little more flexibility to this.
He does.
But here's his point. If I'm recruiting guys and I'm giving them an opportunity, and I think they are, if I spend time to recruit them and I want them here, why would I let somebody helicopter in and take over their spot?
Right.
So it hurts his recruiting statement. It hurts his recruiting message to people in the future. It's not just now. I mean, I get you.
And it's not even just at Clemson, too. You think about, like, Alabama takes transfers, Georgia I mean, there's quite a few teams out there that now, okay, if you take a transfer in and you sit there and it's like, well, we don't do well in recruiting anyway, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But, like, you especially, I mean, talking about Clemson, like, you recruit, like, you're one of the you're like the cream of the crop in recruiting.
Top 15.
What does it tell like a 5-star recruit if you're bringing in a talented transfer with experience? You know.
Well, can I chime in?
That plays the same position.
Sure.
Before you, Paul.
Hmm?
Yeah, I've heard that Clemson doesn't recruit. Like, yeah, they might not have the top 5, top 7, whatever, but they recruit what they need.
Right.
And I think Dabo does probably the best about that. But yeah, anyway, you can go ahead, Bob.
No, what I was pointing out is he tells the guys when he's recruiting them, I want you, right? And I believe in you, and I will work with you, and I'll develop you. And if he brings in somebody on transfer portal, jump over them, do chess and checkers and jump over them, it's gonna impugn that message in recruiting, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He has to be careful not to do that. I mean, look. I'm frustrated too. I'd like for him to jump after every freaking Tom, Dick, and Harry that wants to go on transfer portal. It's really great. But you got to look at the big picture, the longer term impact and the message it sends. So that's what he's doing, really.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to criticize him when he's doing so well too.
Yeah. Look, I have my own criticisms. I can. You have no idea.
Let us know, Paul.
mean-
Let it out. Let it out.
Michigan State will have Jared Forrest up online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we Dabo is too. He's too. What do you call it? He's too perfect. He lets the perfect get in the way of the good at times. Okay. And you can't do that for the team. And so it's a little frustrating to me, Colby. It really is. And I don't mean he's a bad guy or he's doing wrong. He just sometimes gets too perfectionist. And you can't be a perfectionist in this sport. You just can't.
No, he's a great head coach. I think y'all had one transfer. I think this is like the first transfer ever under Dabo this year.
No, there's been
be
2
wrong,
or 3.
but-
Trust me, there's been 2 or 3.
Okay.
I'm watching them all.
Okay, gotcha. So he is allowing transfers.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't argue with them. When he's there. Listen, and I don't. When he said this, and I'm not saying he said it to be trite or stupid,
Right.
when he said Darian Kendrick needed a fresh start.
Yeah.
He goes, I wish him the best. I really, really do. I believe he does. I think he believes that. I truly do. And he just said, I don't want to do it against us. But at the same time, his point was, look, Darian, shine. Go. You know?
Hey, Hufferbilly, have you seen – it was a couple weeks ago, but have you seen Dabo on Dog Nation? He did an interview with Don.
I saw him on an interview. I don't know if it was a couple of weeks ago, but I saw him on an interview. It was a really good interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was so good. And I know everybody thinks he's.
Let's go.
Yeah,
What up, Uncle?
Hey, Coach Mac.
My man. You're muted.
He made
Mr. Mac.
What's up, guys? I'm gonna stay muted for a little bit because the kids are kind of going nuts.
Yeah.
But no, so Colby, I just wanted you to know.
No, he dropped out.
Oh,
Our
my
device
gosh,
is not
man.
connected.
Well, that's what happened. Shit, man.
What were you
Mine
gonna
blew
say
up.
though?
The other night I was on TV, Tiger Baskins, and my phone dropped. Man, pisses me off. But I get it. But nonetheless, I do think, and Saban's the same way, by the way. I mean, there's nobody. If they're a genuine coach, and Saban's a genuine coach, man. I mean, anybody doesn't believe that, they don't know what they're talking about.
Right.
He's a really good coach. Mac Brown's a genuine coach.
There's quite a few of them out there.
Yes, sir.
Paul Chris at Wisconsin.
I like Paul Chris. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a
Big
great
flag.
coach. Great coach.
The one thing about Wisconsin is they have the best offensive linemen in the Big Ten, next to Ohio State, Penn State.
That's where they definitely recruit the best. I think is the O line for Wisconsin.
I've been wanting to see Wisconsin and Georgia go at it.
I wish Bama played more of the Big Ten. I mean, we don't know we might rip them, but I just.
What happened?
I guess my uncle left.
I'm ready for Purdue, Ohio State.
Oh, please. I hope Purdue beats them again. I mean, I know it's been a couple years, but I pray.
Can they do it? I mean, I think Ohio State beats Michigan by 72+.
Yeah. That's
I'll get off here and see it at 8:45, Bowen.
Yeah.
See you, Bowen.
Hey guys, you guys there?
Yeah,
Yep.
what you want to talk about, man?
Well, no. I wanted to weigh in, obviously, on the Dabo transfer rule a little bit.
Yeah.
So one thing you guys may not know is I coach high school football here in the upstate of South Carolina.
Right.
So every year, I go to the coaches convention preseason, and we have guys like, all the area coaches from Furman, Clemson, South Carolina, some of the smaller schools in the area, Wofford.
Yeah.
Those coaches all come and they speak at the convention. And Dabo's speech, they usually ask Dabo to come talk about program building.
Okay.
And, his stance on transfers, bringing transfers in is a little different. Huffer kind of hit the nail on the head when he said, it's about not letting a guy come in and take other players' spots.
Right.
But it's also because of the way Dabo analyzes these recruits in the recruit process.
True.
He gets guys that he calls Clemson guys. He usually recruits them based on athletic ability, of course.
Yeah.
But he also looks for guys who can graduate in 3 years.
Right. Character.
And then he wants somebody who's strong in their faith.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's what I respect about Dabo is, he's not – yes, every coach is looking for talent, but this guy goes for the heart behind the player, the character. You mentioned faith. I mean, he's a very good, Christian man and faithful man. And, that's what I love and respect about Dabo.
Well, one thing he said that stuck out to me, this was about 3 years ago at his coaches convention, on why he doesn't use the transfer portal. Right. Is because during the transfer portal, these guys already know how to sell themselves, right? They're trying to sell themselves to the schools at this point. So you got guys who already played the game. They know how to manipulate the coaches, manipulate the programs, kind of tell them what they want to hear. And Dabo's stance on it is, if I didn't have time to come in and sit down with your mama and your daddy, get to know you, your family.
Right.
It's just not something he's interested in bringing into the program.
Right. And I would fully agree with that.
I mean, like I said, that was 3 years ago at the coaches convention. And when Dabo mentioned that, being that it's all about family and getting to know not only the mama and the daddy, but the sisters, the brothers, the aunts, the uncles, whoever's close to these kids.
Where these kids come from.
Right. Right.
Yep.
Because his thing is, it's not the player that makes the player. And this is one of the quotes he always tells the coaches. It's not the player that makes the player. It's the circle that they surround themselves with that makes the player.
Absolutely. I love that.
So, he's exactly right. You know that. Sorry, I dropped out. I don't know why.
It's fine.
Internet. Yeah, dropped.
But I was just weighing in on Dabo and how he – I mean, like I said, I'm a high school coach here in the area, so I get to hear him speak every single year at the coaches convention. So – Getting that perspective from him directly, telling you kind of how to build a program, what to do, what not to do.
Right. Look, Saban would say the same thing. He'd just say it in a different way, but he'd say it exactly the same thing.
He's got the same kind of attitude and mindset about it.
Yes, sir.
I agree. Saban, you got to respect Saban. Now, I will tell you this, and again, I don't know if Jacob's on here, but there's a reason I don't respect Kirby Smart in Georgia. And that's because Kirby Smart will take whoever walks up on that doorstep. He just wants to win. He doesn't care what the cost is.
No, hang on there. Just I'm going to pull you back a little bit on that. I think Kirby's learning not to do that.
He just took Darion Kendrick and Eric Gilbert.
Yeah, but no,
Facts.
but I get it, but I think he's learning not to do that.
Maybe next year, maybe through this process. I might do that.
He's eating shit right now on that.
Oh yeah,
no doubt about it. But he ain't gonna do that forever.
Well, you got to realize too. We went through the Darion doghouse days.
Yeah.
I got to coach against Darion in high school, and I'm gonna tell you what. I hate saying this about kids. There's not a whole lot of character there. I'm just being upfront with you. And I would say that if he was still wearing a Clemson jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
there's a reason he stayed in Dabo's doghouse and never learned his lesson.
Well, but at the same time, I mean, I get Dabo won't put up with shit for long. I mean, he put up with it way longer than I thought he would.
Me too.
I really did. He put up with it way longer than I thought he would. I mean, there was times I was just sitting there thinking, how many more times? And when he finally pulled the trigger, I said, thank God. And then he went to Georgia, and everybody said, oh, he went to Georgia. And I'm like, hey, Kirby, heads up. Just be ready.
Yeah.
Because it ain't going to be good. Now, at the same time I said that, I thought to myself, well, maybe this is a wake-up call, right? And you hope for him. You really do. You hope for him. And I think he's going to be fine. I think he'll do good now. I think he's gotten some guidance. People say help, but I think he will be fine.
Well,
I hope he is fine. I really
let me
do.
weigh in on one thing that I'm I guess a little down on Darion for. Being a high school coach, one of the things that you do, you're not just coaching guys on the football field. You're trying to mold these guys to be men in the future.
Right. In life in general, right?
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what, and I don't care, what gets burned about it. I don't know the truth behind it, and it's a rumor, and I'm upfront saying it's a rumor, right? There's no definitive to this. But when you hear guys say that Darion was one of the guys who was making sure Daniel High School and Seneca and all those guys had weed and stuff, whether it's true or not, there's always legs
It
to it.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
So even if it's just a reputation, that's something that you don't want around your program, and Dabo doesn't want that around his program.
Mm-mm.
Well, but that's one of my arguments with him. I think he's a little too strict. I think he's a little too. I love him, but I think sometimes he's got to go with it. He did good with Darion. I do believe that he gave him 3 tries. He really did.
Let me ask you this. If it was your daughter or your family or your business, let's say it's your business, you would want to set your rules, and you want your rules to go no matter what, because it's your business. At the end of the day, it's your food on the table. It's your paycheck on the line.
That's right.
So, we can argue whether or not Dabo was too strict or is too strict or needs to be more lenient. But at the end of the day, it's his program.
It is.
And the one thing I'll say I respect about Dabo and Nick Saban is that when they say these things are my rules, those are their rules. There's no breaking those things.
And they're not bending it. They're not going to bend over backwards for recruits.
Right. So for me personally, I'm glad that he is as strong and as tough and stick to that as he is.
Right.
Well, I can't hear y'all that well.
I get it. I truly get it.
My thing with transfers is that there's a reason why they transferred. I mean, probably because they weren't good enough to make the team.
Or there's character issues that they need to change. They think they need to get out of.
Yeah, still transfers are really risky players a lot of times.
I'm thankful that we don't take transfers at Clemson. Honestly, I feel like we avoid a lot of baggage. And
even as a Georgia fan, these transfers, they're really risky. We already had one of them leave the team, so.
Yeah.
Well,
I want to know what happened to I can't even remember his name, but Alabama got this 5-star recruit.
Well, what happened is that Eric Gilbert wasn't the number 1 wide receiver, which he shouldn't be. But anyways, long story short, since he wasn't the number 1 wide receiver, apparently he got really mad and he left the team.
Yeah, hey, truth to it, I don't know. I heard it on a Georgia board on Rivals, but I heard that he and Kirby got into an altercation at practice.
Well, they didn't. Well, no, I actually have heard the opposite. And guys, I don't want this to continue. I really, I feel a little responsible on this because I heard it. I actually talked to them. I actually talked to people over there, believe it or not. But he's really Eric. He's really got a personal problem. No, not even.
Well, he went to Colorado. I got you, Kobe. Hold on.
I'm talking about Eric Gilbert, right?
No, I was speaking out loud. I was trying to figure out what happened to the. I was trying to figure out whatever happened to Antonio Alfano, who was a 5-star recruit that Bama got. He transferred out to Colorado.
Ooh. One thing I really wonder is, it was like last year. If Texas?
He's a good look, man. He's got some issues, and it's not like he hates Georgia. It's not like he hates LSU either. And everybody needs to give him a little bit of. Seriously, he's in trouble. There's some shit going on.
Yeah,
and nobody wants to understand how bad it is because it would curl their hair. So
hey, Ballard,
what's
up?
Hey, can I give my guys shout out real quick?
Yeah, I guess. Who is it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, you've been going live for 3 hours now?
Yeah, I'm gonna end it soon too because I got a
You're gonna end
stream
it soon?
planned
Okay.
for.
That's
an
the
hour.
only reason I asked. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
Tiger Baskins is going live right now. If all y'all want to go head over there,
We go over there and give him shit.
Yeah, man.
Let's go give him some shit.
Yeah, man. Let's go.
Let's roll. Let's roll.
But honestly, Ballard. Hey, keep doing you. Love your channel.
Thank you, buddy.
Love
All right,
you,
man.
Ballard. Seriously.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Even though
Thank
I
you.
hate Alabama, somehow I've.
Hey, screw your dogs, buddy.
I was about to give you a compliment.
Well, but one thing
Hey, I appreciate
I
it.
want. Okay.
Love you,
One
Ballard.
thing I've wondered.
Keep going.
Jeff Boyster, I'm still mad that you didn't say Michael Jackson as your live show.
One thing I've wondered is what if Texas A&M actually does beat Alabama?
Oh, brother.
Hey, I've been meaning to bring something up. Jacob, let me ask you. How's your Florida Gators going to do this year?
Who?
You're a Gator fan,
4
right?
wins, 5 wins.
I can't hear what you're saying.
How are your Florida Gators going to do this year?
That's what Dan Mullen said.
You're a Gator fan.
I'm not a Gator fan.
Yeah, you are. I got proof.
No, I'm not.
I got proof from Chess Hall the other day.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Let me.
All right,
I'm gonna
boys. I'll
call
see
Chess
y'all
up
later.
real quick. All right, see you, Colby. We're gonna do this right here.
Wait, what?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I'm not a Gator fan.
Yeah, you are. I got proof of it. Chess Hall sent me some proof the other day.
How?
If he answers.
You don't.
What'd
he's
Chess Hall
okay.
say?
He sent me a screenshot that you. Okay, let me ask you this. You got Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I know what he's talking about. Yeah, I had to
why
follow
are
that.
why are you in a diehard Gator fans Facebook group?
All right, so listen. You see how I was?
Uh-oh. Let's hear this.
Listen, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so listen,
Yep.
I decided to join a gay group and to troll as a fake Gator fan in some words with a Georgia profile.
Come on. Really?
Yeah.
Go on. I'll hear it. I'll hear it. Go on. Carry on.
Notice how I had a Georgia profile picture the whole time and they weren't noticing it.
Oh, you were going to see if they would notice.
Huh?
You were going to see if they would notice that.
I got kicked out the group because they found out I was a Georgia fan, but it was fun.
You were only trolling Gator fans then.
Huh?
You were only trolling then.
Yeah, I was trolling.
Okay. I'll believe you.
Because I posted
you.
this poll of who was going to win between Georgia and Florida, and I wanted.
And you even vote, dude. You even voted on your own poll for Florida.
Well,
that's
that was
hilarious.
And what I was gonna do is that when Georgia beat Florida, what I was planning to do is I was gonna troll them with Georgia.
I'm gonna read this out too. This is what he put. It says that he created a poll in diehard Gator fans, and he said this. And what's hilarious is you put it in all caps. It said, "Who's winning in 2021, Florida or Georgia? Honestly, I think it's an easy decision. Florida should win this and go 15-0. I think Emory Jones is probably the best quarterback in the nation, and that this is the year that Florida needs to take the next step. So that's just me. I say Florida wins.
I did that.
49-7, maybe 56-0. But that's just what I think. I'm really confident in the Gators this year, and y'all should be too.
He's a Florida
Let's go
man.
Gators.
Woo.
What the hell?
All right, listen, I also did that.
You were
see
now. Quite honestly, I had to think either this guy's smoking some serious stuff or he is trolling because you lost me when you said they go 15-0 and Emory Jones is the best quarterback in the nation. I thought
I wanted to see how smart. I wanted to see how smart Florida was.
Wow.
So I did that. I did that in the Alabama group as well, and they kicked.
Which one? Which one? What's it called? I'm gonna find this.
It was the one that had 85,000 people, and I asked who was better.
I'm in a couple Bama groups. Is it?
Huh?
I'm in a couple Bama groups.
I asked who was better.
Who cares?
Herschel Walker, just to see how smart they were, and they all picked Derrick Henry.
This is hilarious. Listen, guys, I got a stream planned in an hour with MSU fan. We're gonna talk about Michigan State. I got to get prepared for that, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it on this note. I appreciate y'all showing up, man.
Sorry.
I appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this one.
See you, Bob.
See ya. Jacob Watson, good luck to Georgia this year. Y'all gonna need it when you hit us in Atlanta.
No, I mean, honestly, I think we win 50-0. 60.
Yeah,
60.
whatever. Get out. Bye. Bye. See ya, man.
All right, see ya.
Thanks.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Y'all kill me. I love you guys. This was a long stream, long edition of the BSM podcast here, folks. This was a great one. Episode 35. That's a milestone. 5 away from episode 40. I'm going to rest up for an hour. Tune in tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 Central. Going to be going live with my good friend, MSU #1 fan. If I don't end up going live, it's on him because maybe he doesn't show up. But I believe in him. He normally has. So MSU #1 fan and myself going live on my channel, looking at Michigan State football and what they could do this year in 2021. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Y'all keep your head up. Y'all remember that. God bless. And as always, roll tide roll. Love y'all. Bye.
Good boy, son. Okay. Roll down tide.